God-level entry system and I can kill monsters to explode entries. Chapter 41. Shen Junwu was a little embarrassed. It's always him who makes such threats to those who disobey, but now it's his turn. However, it feels good to be carried by a woman. Although it smells a bit like sweat, the body fragrance is stronger and intoxicating. They're all taking some medicine. Shen Junwu did not resist and took out a bottle of mineral water containing earth spiritual liquid. After taking a big gulp, he immediately threw it to Xiaoyao. This time, if it weren't for the earth spiritual liquid, their situation would be even worse. After Xiaoyao finished drinking, then he lost it to Che Jinlei and Dunan. Lying on Feng Fanyu's back, Shen Junwu didn't just enjoy it, he held the 5th level, Ice Spiny Dragon, Spirit Bead in his hand. Absorb power with the swallowing ability, to make up for the consumption of space abilities and increase the level of space abilities. This time, although he killed 4 5th level believers in the Beast Soul Palace. But the 4 of them are not the only believers in the Beast Soul Palace, there is also the Bone Flute Girl who is tracking them. These little fools are very ghostly. Not only can it drive strange beasts, but it can also shuttle and sneak through the wilderness with the power of its own beast soul. Spirit beads of the same attribute. With the addition of the devouring ability, Shen Junwu's space ability was quickly replenished and quickly upgraded to the 3rd level. At this time, the situation in the God Burial Stream suddenly changed, and a large number of undead skeletons appeared in front of them, blocking the way. It should be the group that was chasing Cao Tianyu and others who turned back. On everyone's faces, a look of despair instantly emerged. But Feng Fanyu seemed very calm. After flashing his eyes, he suddenly handed the Black King's space ring into Shen Junwu's hands. He held Shen Junwu's hand, unwilling to let go for a long time, and looked at Shen Junwu very tenderly. You. Shen Junwu was a little stupid. What kind of look was that? Shen Junwu, it's nice to meet you, but we met too late. Feng Fanyu interrupted Shen Junwu and said solemnly, Xiaoyao, Jinlei, Dunan, and this space ring, I leave them all to you. You want? Shen Junwu immediately understood her plan. But just as he opened his mouth, he was interrupted by Feng Fanyu. Really, I am really happy to meet you. If I had met you earlier, I think I would like to try to like you. As soon as these words came out, the 3 of them were shocked. Especially Xiaoyao. She is not only a team member of Feng Fanyu, she is also a classmate who has been together since high school and knows Feng Fanyu very well. Breaking people's legs easily. Never smile at a man. Being able to say this kind of thing shows that she really likes Shen Junwu. Aha, Shen Junwu was even more shocked. Before he could react, Feng Fanyu stood up slightly on his heels and suddenly kissed Shen Junwu. Shen Junwu's brain clicked and he stopped. Feng Fanyu actually kissed him. The famous Fire Phoenix actually took the initiative to kiss him. You guys, let's go. 3 seconds later, Feng Fanyu let go of Shen Junwu, and 2 tears fell from the corners of his eyes. Skeleton undead. It is a dead thing and cannot be killed again. She can only leave her life here to fight for a way out for Shen Junwu and others. Let's go, your uncle is here. Shen Junwu came to his senses and grabbed her chin. Let's go, let's go. Feng Fanyu was not angry, but looked at Shen Junwu pleadingly. She doesn't want to die. I also couldn't bear to leave Shen Junwu. But she is the only one who can still fight, and only she can find a way out for everyone. Silly woman, get out of your way. Shen Junwu looked at her solemnly. I'm not dead yet, is it your turn to be a hero? Xiaoyao, Jinlei, Dunan, follow orders. Feng Fanyu shook off Shen Junwu's hand and gave a serious order, take him away, quickly. I'm sorry. Shen Jun smiled angrily. Feng Fanyu thought he was going to compete with her to reserve the spot as a hero. I am not dead yet, and no one can die. A bunch of dead things, all that's left is a pair of withered bones, and you still want to kill me. Shen Junwu waved his hand. Recovering a little bit of mental power, he restrained the 4 people in an instant, and then used space movement to break through the air. 3 times in a row. When a group of 5 people appeared, they were already outside the God Burial Abyss, near the end of Tianan City. After standing, several people looked at Shen Junwu stupidly, and the atmosphere was quite strange. Shen Junwu, you fool. After 10 seconds of silence, Feng Fanyu's cheeks became increasingly hot, and his anger instantly rose. He threw Shen Junwu to the ground in embarrassment and strangled his neck. Infuriated, Feng Sanyu was really angry, very angry. Obviously there is still space superpower, why are you pretending to be powerless after exhaustion? Cough, cough, cough. Shen Junwu felt uncomfortable being pinched, but he didn't know how to explain it. He can speak. Does he have the power of devouring? Can you quickly absorb spirit beads of the same attribute to make up for the consumption of superpowers or even increase the level of superpowers? He can speak. I didn't ask you to volunteer to be a hero. He can speak. You silly woman, you are so sentimental. You fool, you are playing tricks on me. Say, why are you playing tricks on me? Feng Fanyu was so embarrassed and angry. If you make me look embarrassed and sad, you will be happy, right? Shen Junwu was also a little anxious. Feng Fanyu, a straight woman of steel, hates deception the most. If she didn't get an explanation for this, she would probably hate herself for the rest of her life. Think quickly. Shen Junwu hugged Feng Fanyu, pulled her into his arms, and whispered softly in her ear, because I like you. In one sentence, I like you. Feng Fanyu's heart burst instantly, her body became soft instantly, and she couldn't help but let go of the hand pinching Shen Junwu's neck. Looking at Feng Fanyu's gentle reaction, Shen Junwu felt guilty and muttered, Amitabha. I didn't mean it. This is a white lie. I really can't think of any other reason. If she doesn't say this, she will feel that she has been deceived and embarrassed, and that she is being sentimental and has closed her heart all at once. Snap, snap. At this moment, a burst of applause suddenly sounded from the jungle outside the god burial stream. Look up. If it's not Cao Tianyu, Yan Qingqing and others, who is it? It's impossible for us. Feng Fanyu came to his senses and stood up immediately. His expression also became cold, aloof, and lonely. Captain, actually you. Xiao Yao hoped that the captain would be happy and quickly tried to persuade him. Shen Junwu was shocked. I don't need you to be a matchmaker. Shen Junwu was so frightened that he immediately stood up, grabbed Xiao Yao, and covered her foul mouth. What I said before was just impulsive. I hope you don't take it to heart. Feng Fanyu turned his back to Shen Junwu and spoke. Therefore, Shen Junwu's behavior to stop Xiao Yao was not found. Well, when Shen Junwu was embarrassed, he suddenly discovered that there was a huge earth ball next to Cao Tianyu and Shui Bei, which was constantly vibrating. He quickly ran forward and asked with blinking eyes, what is this? Skeleton monster. Cao Tianyu answered somewhat blankly. What's going on? What good happened? What are you talking about? Shen Junwu jumped up in shock. You were looking for death. Why? Cao Tianyu sighed and slowly pointed to a tree. Shen Junwu raised his eyebrows. It's Lulu. His back was scratched, blood flowed uncontrollably, his whole body was shaking, his spirit was extremely distorted, and his vitality was constantly draining away. Treatments were useless and could not stop the bleeding. What's going on? Feng Fanyu's emotions were brought back to reality by Lulu's injury, and she temporarily forgot about the matter with Shen Junwu. After you leave, the skeleton monster will come. Can't be beaten to death. Can't hurt. We can only escape. While escaping, we encountered the nether bat again. Quote. Cao Tianyu sighed and said slowly, during Earth escape, Lulu was chased by a skeleton monster and grabbed her back tightly. Final. This skeleton monster followed us out of the god-burying stream. Quote. Feng Fanyu frowned. You can stay here because the skeleton monster chasing you doesn't dare to leave the god-burial abyss. It should be. Cao Tianyu nodded. Captain, what should we do now? The skeleton monster does not move quickly, but it contains mysterious power. It cannot be killed at all. The wounds of those injured by it cannot be healed. The mysterious power also corrodes the internal organs and devours life. Quote. I don't know Feng Sanskrit. He could only look at Shen Junwu. Shen Junwu had never encountered a skeleton monster in his previous life, and he had not heard of any information about the skeleton monster's abilities. But this is a rare research opportunity. There is an open space in front with a wide view. Let's set up camp first. Shen Junwu thought about it and said. Outside the god burial stream, many strange beasts dare not approach, making it safer than the general wilderness. A team of wounded soldiers needs time to heal and regain their combat effectiveness. No one had an opinion. Cao Tianyu controlled the dungeon and led the skeleton monster forward. Didn't walk for a while. Cao Tianyu suddenly sensed that the commotion of the skeleton monster continued to weaken, and finally stopped moving. Oh, Shen Junwu was startled and took it immediately. Then stepped back. As a result, after getting closer to the god burial abyss, the skeleton monsters in the dungeon began to stir and struggle again. Stay away and get quiet soon. This happened several times. Shen Junwu said happily. It seems that there is some power in the god-burying stream that is controlling the skeleton monster. If you stay away from the god-burying stream, the control will fail. Stop playing. Cao Tianyu looked at Lulu and said somewhat unbearably, can she be saved? Have no idea. Shen Junwu shook his head. Whether it can be saved or not depends on research. Get settled. Yan Qingqing healed the wounded, while Shen Junwu and Cao Tianyu released the earth prison, and squatted on the ground to carefully look at the motionless skeleton monster. How amazing. Even after a person dies, a set of bones left behind by the rotting flesh and blood can actually move and hurt people. Shen Junwu was about to touch it. Cao Tianyu was shocked and blocked Shen Junwu's hand. You're crazy. Lulu was scratched and her vitality was constantly draining away. There is no way to treat her. That makes sense. Shen Jun and Empress Wu were afraid. He retreated far away and slashed with the legendary cloud-pouring sword. There was a click. The Poyun blade vibrated loudly, but the bones didn't leave even a single mark. They were so hard that it was unimaginable. Awesome. When a rare-level weapon fights against the cloud-breaking sword, the edge of the blade will break. It takes a lot of effort to repair it, but the bones of the skeleton monster are not damaged at all. After a while of tinkering, nothing was found. Cao Tianyu lost interest and went to visit Lulu in the tent. Shen Junwu fell into deep thought. He peeked through with spiritual detection, but found nothing, just skeletons. Superpowers cannot be damaged. Force cannot destroy. Mental power cannot be seen. It's really terrifying. Shen Junwu had lived his whole life and knew a lot about the secrets of spiritual energy recovery, and he had never encountered such a strange thing. Think about it. Shen Junwu was still unwilling to do so. He would not be able to sleep well without touching the skeleton with his own hands. I glanced secretly, but there was no one nearby. Shen Junwu slowly stretched out his hand towards the skeleton's arm, his heartbeat accelerated to a thumping speed, and he was scared to death inside. But he continued to reach out. Perhaps, this is curiosity that killed the cat. Soon. Successful touch. Shen Junwu's fingers trembled, not sure whether it was because of the coldness of the bones or the fear in his heart. Other than that, nothing weird. Just when Shen Junwu was a little disappointed and wanted to take back his finger, the skeleton suddenly shook, and a strange force burst out from the skeleton. It's a suction force. A strange suction force that specializes in absorbing life force. Shen Junwu was shocked and stopped, but it was already too late. The strange suction force instantly robbed Shen Junwu of his life force, making him unable to break free. What a tragedy! What a tragedy! This time it was really bad. Curiosity killed the cat. In panic, Shen Junwu suddenly remembered the swallowing power. The skills, swallow all things and swallow and dissolve, were activated at the same time to compete with this strange suction force. After pulling and pulling for several minutes, Shen Junwu's vitality finally stopped flowing away and his movements could be restored. But Shen Junwu's curiosity to kill the cat emerged again. He actually wants to use the power of swallowing all things to devour the strange power in the bones to see what changes will happen. I have to say, Shen Junwu was so courageous that he was even startled by his curious thoughts. After struggling with himself for a while, he did it anyway. Devouring power explodes with full force. After a while, the strange power in the bones was successfully absorbed by Shen Junwu. The moment the power entered his body, he felt that this power was extremely extraordinary, a power that surpassed the limits of human beings. Just in terms of quality, the power of the human being's ultimate, martial god realm, seems extremely mediocre in front of this power. It was as if Shen Junwu was looking down at the fish in a pond now. Even more surprising, although Shen Junwu's swallowing ability can plunder this power, it cannot absorb it. It can only be absorbed after a trace of slow refining. About a quarter of an hour later, Shen Junwu finally refined a trace and inhaled it into his body. Something surprising happened. Just a trace of strength actually enhanced Shen Junwu's physique and skill. A trace. 1 point. Although it is a tiny unit, the increase is hundreds or thousands of times. At this time, Cao Tianyu strode over and said anxiously, "Old Shen, have you discovered anything?" Lulu can no longer hold on. Shen Junwu stopped immediately. He looked at Cao Tianyu solemnly. Cao Tianyu felt goosebumps at the sight, and said in puzzlement, "You guy, why are you looking at me like this? You don't really want to play with my legs. Go." Shen Junwu rolled his eyes. "Maybe I can save her." "What?" Cao Tianyu was shocked and overjoyed to grab Shen Junwu. "Then what are you waiting for? Go quickly. Why are you so anxious?" Shen Junwu waved him away and said solemnly, "Let me ask you, if she harms you in the future, or even harms Shenbing Villa, do you still want me to save her?" "How is that possible? What stupid things did you say? She is a weak woman, she is harming me. She is also harming the Shen Wen Villa. Do you think that my Shen Bing Villa is a nirvana?" Cao Tianyu urged nonchalantly, "Stop talking nonsense. Since you can save people, take action quickly." Shen Junwu said solemnly, "It took 600 years for Tang Dynasty to become a kingdom. Su Daji still fooled her. Do you think she used her demonic power or charm? Take a hammer. When did you become so arrogant and blaming others? Is the destruction of Chengtang Zhongshan due to Su Daji alone?" Cao Tianyu said anxiously, "I don't care who she is or what her status is. I want you to save her, save her." "All right." Shen Junwu sighed and finally agreed. According to the trajectory of his previous life, Cao Tianyu was already dead, which shows that things in his previous life are not unchangeable. Enter the tent. Lulu's survival gaze immediately fell on Shen Junwu. She knows. Only Shen Junwu could possibly save her. "Everyone, get out and go far away." Shen Junwu waved his hand and refused to speak. Everyone was confused, but stay away obediently. In fact, they are all quite curious, why does Shen Junwu hate Lulu? It was as if she had done something outrageous. After making sure they are all away, Shen Junwu then approached and slowly squatted in front of her. "Do you know why I hate you, even hate you?" Lulu shook her head repeatedly. She thought about it all the way without thinking. She even asked Cao Tianyu about Shen Junwu's identity, but it turned out that she had no contact with Shen Junwu's family or friends. "I really can't figure it out." "Good, didn't know better." Shen Junwu smiled slightly and said mysteriously, "Do you know who my master is and what his abilities are?" Lulu nodded repeatedly. Although she is an ordinary person, her exposure is different. Not only does she know it, but she also understands it very clearly. "Very good, it's good to know." Shen Junwu smiled slightly, his expression suddenly cold. "My master and I have the same ability. No matter where you are, if I want to kill you, I only need to reach out and make a stroke. Even if you escape the wilderness and cross the ocean, if I, Shen Junwu, want to kill you, you will have no hope of survival." Quote. Lulu heard this. "My mind was shaken, and my eyes were full of fear." She knows. Shen Junwu was not bragging, he was telling the truth. But she really doesn't understand. Why do you hate her so much that you even want to kill her? Actually, I know that you can't help yourself, and I also know that you don't want to live your current life, but no one can change your fate. After threatening, Shen Junwu's tone gradually softened. "But, you can change. You can not only change yourself and others, but you can even change the destiny of others." Quote. Lulu was dumbfounded. She is just a little ant, can she change other people's lives? You think so highly of me. These words will come true in the future. Remember one thing, your life was saved by me. From now on, your life only belongs to me. If you do something that goes against your conscience or morality, I will kill you immediately. Quote. Shen Junwu warned solemnly. Good. Lulu weakly opened her mouth to promise. Shen Junwu said nothing more, and pressed his fingers on the back of her neck, causing her to pass out. Immediately, inject the devouring power into her body to extract the strange power that is constantly devouring her life force. In this way, she might survive. There isn't much weird power in Lulu's body. In less than 3 minutes, Shen Junwu pulled him away, his life force stopped flowing, and his painful state quickly returned to calm. I hope you won't get lost. Shen Junwu looked at her deeply and strode away. Rest overnight. Depart from Tianan City the next day. That night, General Shen Jun plundered all the strange power hidden in the skeleton monster. Lost strange power. The skeleton monster's bones lost their divine power and shattered into pieces with a gentle squeeze. Arrive in Tianan City. Shen Junwu only refined 1/10 of the strange power of the skeleton monster, and his physique and skill experienced an earth-shaking increase. It can be said to be a rebirth. I am afraid that with the strength of the 4th level, I can fight with the 5th level warrior without losing. Tianan City, Ziguangco. A team of thugs in suits, all members of the 5th level, imposing, burly, and uniformly dressed in uniforms have been waiting for a long time. Target arrived. The leader stepped forward and whispered a few words to Feng Fanyu, then immediately walked away with Lulu. He behaves domineeringly, moves quickly, and is not sloppy. Cao Tianyu's eyes showed reluctance. Shen Junwu sighed, patted him heavily on the shoulder and said, "Don't look at it. Even if you join the army and have Shenbing Villa to rely on, it's not enough." What? Cao Tianyu looked shocked. He tentatively asked Lulu, but got no answer. The road is long and difficult. Shen Junwu smiled and did not reveal it. The people behind Lulu are very powerful. The plan is huge, involves a wide range of areas, and involves many big forces. Save her. It's not because of Cao Tianyu's plea, but because he doesn't want to alert others. At the same time, give Lulu a chance to escape her fate. Perhaps, she can also create an opportunity for Shen Junwu. After a night's rest in Tianan, Feng Fanyu, Cao Tianyu, Xiaoyao, Che Jinlei, Shui Bei, Dunan, and Yan Qingqing were ready to continue their journey. They need to escort the Tian Awakening Water sample and the research materials stolen by the Black King to the officially designated research base to continue improving it. Live and die together. The relationship between these people and Shen Junwu is no longer as proud and alienated as when they first met. Farewell is imminent, but there is still a bit of reluctance and sadness. The wilderness is unforgiving. This farewell may be an eternal farewell. Without Shen Junwu around, they actually felt a lot of fear about the road ahead. Feng Sanyu has no fear. But I am very worried about Shen Junwu. After careful consideration, she pulled Shen Junwu aside. Shyly, with a bit of complicated emotions, he said, "When you get to the Zan University, don't mention anything about me, and don't think about it. Little girl from the Lin family, Lin Shuang is more suitable for you. I can see that all she sees is you." Shen Junwu smiled secretly. This silly woman is so easy to deceive. When I say I like you, do I really believe it? However, this scandal really can't be shown off. Feng Fanyu's fiancé is quite extraordinary, and his family is even more extraordinary. Known as the best family in the world. Just when Shen Junwu didn't know how to answer, Feng Fanyu, who had turned around, suddenly turned around and suddenly kissed Shen Junwu's lips. This time, it lasted a full 10 seconds and went deeper. 10 seconds later, Feng Fanyu turned around quickly, and her expression immediately became cold and arrogant. "This kiss is the reward you once said for helping me complete the task." The words fell. Feng Fanyu quickly led the team away. Shen Junwu stayed for a long time, and said with a bit of laughter, You scumbag. Since it's a reward, why are you sticking out your tongue? Grandma's a bear. This is a huge loss. Someone actually stuck out their tongue. Look, this is a master who doesn't touch his body. After taking advantage, he just throws his hands and runs away. But Shen Junwu can recall a thing or two. After taking a deep look in the direction where Feng Fanyu and others left, Shen Junwu set off immediately. This trip, Shen Junwu's martial arts and mental abilities have broken through to the 4th level, and he has opened up the 4th ability, space ability. Next, on the way to the War University, he kept hunting strange beasts to obtain spirit beads, and upgraded his wind, devouring, and space powers to the 4th level. With a powerful physique and 4 superpowers, how can this generation of War University geniuses fight against him? How to argue with him? Psychic powers, stealth, space powers, hunting. The 2 powers work perfectly together. There is no place that cannot be reached, and there is no strange beast that cannot be killed. 20 days in a row. Shen Junwu was traveling in the wilderness. He was not the 4th level Beast King, so he was too lazy to do anything. Only the spirit beads of the 4th level alien Beast King, the 5th level elite alien beast, and the 5th level alien beast king are of interest to him. Hunt all the way and reap the rewards. The wind power, swallowing power, and space power have all been successfully promoted to the 4th level, and the skills of each major power have been condensed. Finally here, 3 days later, Shen Junwu stood on the top of a mountain and looked far ahead at a huge ancient city built on a vast plain. This city is called War City. It is a huge economic city located behind the War University, where countless materials are circulated and exchanged. Here, it is an extremely realistic and extremely relaxing entertainment paradise. There are no guards, there is no army and no managers. Strength is supreme and money is king. As long as there is strength, you can get everything you want. As long as there is money, you can experience life like an emperor. Soldier. Obedience to orders is a bounden duty and discipline is strict. Compared with his previous life, Shen Junwu prefers the spontaneity and freedom of today, and his rebirth is not in vain. Go down the mountain quickly. Just when he came to the outskirts of the War City, and looked at the streets and shops built independently outside the city, Shen Junwu couldn't help but sigh. The smell of money. A paradise of strength. Hey, have you heard? There are a lot of ruthless people among this freshman class at Zanzan University. As soon as they arrived at Zanzan University, they beat some old students until their noses were bruised and their faces were swollen, which was really cruel. Quote. In a simple tea house on the roadside, a homeless man spoke with emotion. I heard about it, why didn't I hear about it? Zanzan University changed the rules this time and came to the school on its own. Universities from all over the country have given strong support and provided many spiritual beads for these students to improve quickly. Isn't it better? Another wanderer said rather jealously. Unlike us back then, we had to do everything by ourselves, so entry was naturally slower. Stop being jealous. With your and my talents, even if we feed them a large number of spirit beads, we can only end up with mediocre talents. Quote. One of the wanderers saw it with a smile and said with a smile, with talent, resources, and fighting all the way, it's not surprising that my cultivation level quickly reached the 4th level. Come to school and have a look. A sophomore is only at level 3, not even level 4, how can he not be proud? We have been talking for a long time, but none of you have reached the point. I heard that Senior Yang Kongshuan personally went to Kenyan City to accept a man named Shen Junwu as his disciple. How come there is no news about him? Quote. Yes, I know this. I saw a live broadcast on the internet. A female anchor said that Senior Yang's disciple was the illegitimate son of the Shen family, and she also crippled her own brother in the secret realm of the martial arts college entrance examination. It even caused my aunt to be severely investigated by the Jinyi Bureau. She is a ruthless person. Quote. The wanderer who spoke first suddenly became energetic. By the way, Shen Gang, who jumps very high and is very domineering among the new students, is known as the Iron-Armed King Kong, and is a disciple of the Shen family. He had repeatedly said that if Shen Junwu had the ability to come to Zanzan University, he would have the ability to beat Shen Junwu to crawl out. Quote. Shen Junwu couldn't help but stop. The Shen family's mad dog will bark wildly. Ha 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 ha. I also have this kind of gossip here. Fang Xingjian from Beijing and Shui Qinmo from Shan both boasted that they would beat Shen Junwu out of Zanzan University. Quote. The somewhat jealous and envious wanderer laughed and said, I heard that the supernatural talents of these two people are both legendary. Shen Junwu slipped and almost fell. Fang Xingjian from Beijing, and Shui Qinmo from Shan, do these two people have a grudge against me? You actually want to beat yourself up enough to get out of Zanzan University. In his previous life, Shen Junwu missed the opportunity to go to college. Therefore, special attention should be paid to the talents and achievements of this class of college students, which can be said to be a gathering of gods from all walks of life. Epic talent is actually nothing. Fang Xingjian from Shangjing and Shui Qinmo from Shan are both possessors of legendary talents, and their future achievements will also be quite high. They all want to take advantage of me. They all want to trample me under their feet, right? Shen Junwu strode forward, his expression getting colder and colder. In this case, I will play with you and have fun. Enter the city. Shen Junwu had a clear purpose and headed straight for the War Hotel, the highest floor building in the center of the city. War Hotel. There are 188 floors in total. It is a super hotel that integrates food, accommodation, singing, bathing, casino, shopping, luxury goods and other entertainment projects, with services you can only imagine. Wonderful, diverse, and absolutely stunning in the world. I haven't taken a shower in almost a month. Shen Junwoo's body stinks and he must be washed and soaked. If you go to the Zon University, with your current image, how can any girl dare to approach it? Give it next time. Give it to me next time. I will definitely give it to you next time. When Shen Junwoo was about to enter the hotel, a rickety old man escaped from the hotel wrapped in a bathrobe. Still running. While talking about something, the rickety old man ran too fast, looked back towards the hotel lobby, and accidentally bumped into Shen Junwoo's arms. The rickety and thin body contains huge impact power. Shen Junwoo only felt a few clicks in his ribs, and 3 of them were broken. Well, the rickety old man looked back and cried with joy. Good apprentice, you are finally here. Nima. Only then did Shen Junwoo see clearly that the old man wrapped in his nightgown was none other than his cheap master, who was once the best in the world. Space superpower, Yang Kongshuan. Why is this old man so shameless, and why is he staying in a hotel without paying for it? Look for him. He is my apprentice Shen Junwoo. He is rich, lots of money. Yang Kongshuan turned around and confessed to the hotel, then excitedly patted Shen Junwoo's chest and disappeared in a flash. Shen Junwoo was shocked. The ribs that were just broken have actually recovered. This old man, the ability is really quite big. The next second, countless eyes fell on Shen Junwoo. There are surprises, shocks, envy, jealousy, and a wide range of emotions. Of course, there are also people who are happy. That was the staff of the War Hotel. A charming woman in her 30s wearing a dress, accompanied by several tall and pretty girls in Cheongsam, stared directly at Shen Junwoo. Eyes full of money. Cough, cough, cough. Shen Junwoo coughed twice and strode into the hotel. I will settle my master's account. That would be great. The charming woman smiled happily. Senior Yang's account is not much, only 11.38 million, so I will collect the whole. What is it and how much is it? Before the charming woman finished speaking, Shen Junwoo's teeth instantly clicked together. 10 million. The charming woman was also afraid that Shen Junwoo would run away, so she immediately took hold of Shen Junwoo's left hand. Another Cheongsam woman with a generous personality took Shen Junwoo's right hand. Old man, what a beast. Drinking wine, chatting with my little girl, signing bills worth tens of millions, and how many years of bad debts have been owed? Is it any wonder that someone wants to collect the debt? Shen Junwoo suddenly had some doubts. Maybe the old man accepted him as his disciple to pay off his debts. He doesn't want to make money by hunting exotic beasts. So, find an apprentice to hunt exotic beasts for him to make money and pay off his debts. Level 1 to Level 3 Spirit Beads. Only the King of Beasts can produce them. There are not many of them, and their value is not very high, only 1,000 to 3,000 yuan each. Take the Beast King Lingju as an example. The 4th level Beast King Spirit Pearl is worth 100,000, the 5th level is 1 million, the 6th level is 10 million, the 7th level is 100 million, the 8th level is 1 billion, and the 9th level is tens of billions. The old man can get a 6th level Beast King by just swiping the space. But he just didn't want to. Alright, Shen Junwoo could only admit defeat. Who told him to use the name of a dead old man to scare people and act as a protective umbrella? A wave of his hand. 100 spirit beads of the 4th level Beast King flew out from the space ring, and the colorful light illuminated the hotel lobby, which was particularly beautiful. 100 4th level Beast King spirit beads. How many strange beasts does he have to kill to obtain the spirit beads of the 14th level Beast King? Pedestrians inside and outside the hotel were all frightened by Shen Junwoo's sudden display of the spirit bead. The 4th level Beast King spirit bead. It is very different from the 4th level spirit bead. 100 4th level Beast King spirit beads must be obtained by slaughtering 100 4th level alien beast groups. How terrifying is that? A new student, a freshman who has not yet entered university, has achieved such brilliant results. Shen Gang, Fang Xingjian and Shui Qinmo actually wanted to beat such a person until he crawled away from the gate of Zongjin University. What were they thinking? Where is Shen Junwoo? Where is that little beast? At this moment, Outside the crowd at the hotel gate, an urgent and angry voice sounded repeatedly. This voice sounds familiar to someone. Recent War City celebrities. I use the 4th level spirit beads for shopping at any time, and when I meet a pretty girl, I can reward 1 or 2 at any time. Because he awakened the animal transformation ability of the Vajra ape. Provoke him. Just roll up your sleeves and do it. Therefore, he got the nickname, Iron-Armed King Kong. This voice was more familiar to Shen Junwu. In order to spread their branches and cultivate outstanding descendants, the Shen family, those directly and indirectly related to Shen Quan's generation, acted like animals, just doing whatever they wanted to do. He doesn't care about the other person's identity or appearance at all. Just get interested. Therefore, according to statistics from insiders, the Shen family has the most illegitimate children in the Dragon Kingdom. Even more hateful, these beasts wanted to save their children, but they couldn't control the women at home. They didn't dare to bring their sons and daughters who were born outside to the Shen family. Shen Gang is very lucky. He met an aunt who was fairly conscientious and took him back to the Shen family, where he was trained by the Shen family since childhood. Mr. Shen. When the charming woman saw the Lingju, she looked at Shen Junwu in surprise. If you find it troublesome, the hotel can handle it for you. Our hotel has the obligation to take care of the safety and mood of the guests. Ha 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 ha. Shen Junwu burst into laughter. It's just a matter of squeezing an ant to death. It won't waste much time. Finished. Shen Junwu strode out of the hotel, and his eyes instantly met with Shen Gang's. The fighting spirit arose instantly. Little beast, it's really you. Shen Gang grinned. I didn't expect that the strange beasts along the way couldn't eat you. Still, better. Allow me to personally avenge you and my aunt. I once said that I will beat you until you climb out of Zanzan University, and I will keep my word. Don't blame me. If I'm to blame, it's because you don't know the truth, you don't cherish the opportunity given to you to go home, and you can only be a fool for the rest of your life. Who are you calling a fool? Shen Junwu laughed sadly. What a loyal dog. Once you gain power, what does it feel like to forget all the grievances you once had? You fool, scolded you. Shen Gang answered quickly, and he didn't know he had been tricked until the words came out of his mouth. The people nearby were so amused that they burst into laughter. How many years of old jokes could they still be fooled? Ha ha, what a fool. I really didn't expect you to be so self-aware. Shen Junwu laughed loudly. Since we know that wild animals are just obedient dogs in the Shen family, we should stop barking here. It's embarrassing. You. Shen Gang was furious and his face was distorted, but he still did not dare to scold Shen Junwu. His background is no different from Shen Junwu's. Isn't scolding Shen Junwu an insult to his own dignity? Snort. Shen Gang threw his hands away angrily, his fighting spirit rising to the sky. Shen Junwu, I want to challenge you, do you dare to accept the challenge? You have a little more brains and know how to challenge first. Shen Junwu couldn't help but smile. In this era where martial arts and supernatural powers are popular, it is normal for warriors to challenge each other. Even if they are disabled, they can be pushed to the point of being hurt without mercy. You won't be punished too severely. Unlike Shen Yu and Shen Qian, they are both squatting in prison now. If you are a man, accept the challenge and fight fair. Shen Gang immediately got angry. I want to see why you dare to refuse the old man's intention. Come on. Shen Junwu disdained nonsense and raised his fingers contemptuously. Arrogant. Shen Gang was furious. The animal transformation superpower, the skill of Diamond Ape, Diamond Iron Arm, was immediately used and aimed at Shen Junwu with a punch. See his attack and power. Shen Junwu was extremely disgusted. Too slow. The momentum is too weak. The martial arts is still at the 3rd level, but the animal transformation ability has been upgraded to the 4th level. A move that combines martial arts and supernatural power is really quite impressive to ordinary people, but what level has Shen Junwu reached? He doesn't even know what level he has reached now. After the burial god stream, Shen Junwu sneaked all the way and beheaded. The rest of the time is devoted to refining the strange power of the skeleton monster. Although it was only 1/3 refined, his martial arts cultivation and physical fitness were ridiculously strong. Using space movement to carry out a sneak attack, a 5th-level Beast King had his head chopped off without even having time to react. A knife at will. The leader of the 5th-level Beast King. Other abilities do not need to be used. Shen Junwoo was completely uninterested in dealing with Shen Gang's level, so he casually reached out and pinched his iron-armed fist. No, it's impossible. Shen Gang couldn't believe it. He punched out with all his strength. How could Shen Junwoo catch it so easily? It made his fist so painful that he couldn't take it back. Frustrated, so frustrated, Shen Gang couldn't take back his fist, so he immediately threw out his other hand. Court death. Being so ignorant, Shen Junwoo's true fire exploded. A gentle pinch with 5 fingers. Shen Gang's fist that was pinched by Shen Junwoo shattered on the spot, and there was a sound of broken fingers, accompanied by a shrill wail. What is force? That's it. What is scary? That's it. Facing the enemy's attack, he just grabbed it and blocked it. Then with a gentle squeeze, the enemy was in agony and began to wail uncontrollably. Fingers connected to the heart. The sound of shattering fists and broken fingers was not one that was not terrifying. If you are willing to be a dog, then be a dog for the rest of your life. Shen Junwoo hated the Shen family and everyone in the Shen family. Even Shen Gang, who was also an illegitimate son, had bullied and trampled on him. He was not a good person. The words fell. Shen Junwoo directly threw Shen Gang and hung it on a flagpole in front of the hotel. At the same time, the mental power was breathed out, crushing all the finger bones of Shen Gang's left hand and both feet, making him unable to walk normally for the rest of his life and could only crawl. Just be a dog. The shrill wails made people's scalp numb, and they couldn't help but step back. After Shen Gang came to Zhan University, he made trouble all day long and was considered a ruthless person. However, in front of Shen Junwoo, he was not worthy enough to carry Shen Junwoo's shoes. This is the real ruthless person. Everyone, don't be afraid. I'm actually a very talkative person. I'm not a mad dog. As long as you don't mess with me, you can eat and drink as you should, live your life to the fullest, and work hard to kill monsters. Quote. Shen Junwoo glanced at it. Also, today is just a personal enmity between the Shen family and I. If you dare to interfere, don't blame me for not caring about the friendship between classmates. After saying that, Shen Junwoo walked into the hotel with a wave of his hand. The charming woman's eyes moved. This kid is not only ruthless, but also very resourceful and thoughtful. It's a personal vendetta. If someone from Zhan University intervenes, he will have reason to deal with it severely. Shen Gang is a user with the ability to transform into beasts. Although the diamond ape he awakened is not as good as dragons, tigers, phoenixes and other mythical beasts, it is also an advanced beastly transformation system. And has epic talents. An intermediate instructor in the Department of Animalization at Zhan University had already admitted Shen Gang to the elite class in advance, so he dared to show off like this. Shen Junwoo immediately abolished it, and the consequences were not small. Little handsome boy, be decisive. In one word, handsome. 3 words, so cool. The charming woman smiled appreciatively and followed Shen Junwoo. Looking at your tired appearance, you should take a bath first. Do you need my sister to recommend it to you? With your status and financial resources, you must at least be in a high-end VIP suite. This type of room has a young lady who can rub your back and use essential oils. You understand. Ha 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 ha. What if I want you? Shen Junwoo raised his eyebrows and looked at her playfully. Her chi machine is well hidden. Shen Junwoo still sensed that he was a strong man of the 6th level of the martial emperor realm, and had extraordinary powers, so he must have an extraordinary identity. Oh, the charming woman stared at Shen Junwoo with interest and laughed. Seems to be saying, your kid has a very strong taste and likes calves chewing on old grass. Oh, what do you mean? Shen Junwoo smiled slightly and looked at her provocatively. Between the world, apart from Shangjing, only this War City has the most complicated relationship. Because War City is a huge economic city with no managers. The senior officials of the Dragon Kingdom, the world's aristocratic families, 3 religions and 9 streams, various gangs, and even people from cults are all mixed in, and no one knows their true identity. No one knows who is whose spy. Here, the most common thing is accidents. When a Cheongsam woman was about to say something, the charming woman stopped her with her eyes, and held Shen Junwoo's arm in a charming way. You little devil, you are so greedy. However, I like a bold, greedy, and handsome little guy like you. Quote. I'm not young. Shen Junwoo answered seriously. So confident. The charming woman lowered her head and glanced playfully. It's not self-confidence. It's really not small. Shen Junwoo sighed slightly. He looked like an 18-year-old boy, but he was actually quite young. 2 lives are human beings. Like hell. The charming woman rolled her eyes and took Shen Junwoo directly to the elevator and headed to the hotel room floor. Along the way, various guests, young and old. Flower branches are blooming, young and beautiful beauties are everywhere, and 100 flowers are blooming. Shen Junwoo in his previous life longed for this place. But every time he came and went in a hurry, he never really experienced the happy life and style here. From the 100th floor up, there are hotel rooms. However, the high-end rooms that can make people feel at home are only available on the 160th to 180th floors and have all kinds of facilities. Wine room, tea room, karaoke room, sauna room, swimming pool, observation deck, gym, training room, etc. There are villas available here. As for the top 8 floors, legend has it that it is a place where only hotel shareholders and bigwigs from all walks of life can go. It is extremely mysterious and is called Paradise. Go all the way to the 180th floor. Oh my god. Shen Junwoo suddenly slapped his forehead. This woman's temperament shows that she is not an ordinary woman, and she is someone who dares to chase Yang Kongshuan to collect debts. How can she be an ordinary person? This old lady is holding a grudge and wants to kill him severely. No. 18,001. Room 01 on the 180th floor, the most luxurious suite among the high-end suites on the 160th to 180th floors. In the room, in addition to luxurious and perfect entertainment facilities, there is also an independent practice room equipped with ancient formations, and the aura is 10 times richer than the outside world. Means, 1 day of training in this suite is equivalent to 10 days outside. Little Guido, how about this suite? The charming woman opened the door to the room and looked at Shen Junwoo with a smile. Really, I really want to trick him once. A glance at the view. Not only can you see the turbulent sea, but you can also see the green mountains and green water. Good. Shen Junwoo pretended to be even if he broke his front teeth, he had to swallow it in his stomach. You are so arrogant, you are worthy of being a disciple of Senior Yang. The charming woman smiled playfully and immediately dragged Shen Junwoo to the bathroom, pointing playfully at the bathtub. What's the meaning? Shen Junwoo was secretly shocked. It's serious. Aren't you very confident in yourself? The charming woman smiled slightly and stared at Shen Junwoo without shame. Come on, show it off. Show me your eggs. Beautiful sister, what are you thinking about? Shen Junwoo's face darkened and he said seriously, I mean, I'm not young anymore, I'm already over 18. In our place, an 18-year-old man, his son is already 3 years old, he can go play soy sauce, he is really not young. You kid. A charming woman, Lin Yutong always felt that Shen Junwoo was driving, but there was no evidence. Disrespecting the elderly, Shen Junwoo rolled his eyes heavily and walked into the shower room. I. Lin Yutong was suddenly speechless, laughed angrily, and pointed at her face again and again. Co-authored. Or is she just trying to be a rogue and want to let the old cow eat the young grass? So many years. This is the first time she has suffered such a loss, and it is also the first time someone has called her old, disrespectful and hateful. But, her impression of Shen Junwoo suddenly improved several levels. Like a teacher, there must be a disciple. Yang Kongshuan likes drinking and the company of beautiful women. But it always starts from emotion, ends with etiquette, ends with lips and teeth, and is covered by time. The apprentice seems to be playing at a more advanced level. Has she become lustful? Mei Mei took a hot bath and came out. 10 sets of clothing with different styles have been delivered to the room, and full-time staff are waiting for them. The dining table in the restaurant is filled with a variety of high-end ingredients, and star chefs are standing waiting to cook at any time. Of course, wine, flowers, and bands are also essential. As long as the money is in place, everything will be arranged properly. Everyone get out. Lin Yutong waved her hand and stood up with a smile. I will personally serve this young master. Okay, Mr. Lin. A group of more than 10 people immediately bowed out respectfully. Shen Junwoo was shocked. Could this woman really want to examine his size? This is not okay. Shen Junwoo had no choice but to put on his dressing gown and walk to the dining table without changing his clothes. He slowly picked up a glass of red wine and said, "Mr. Lin, let's start the show." "Little slippery man, you're so pretentious." Lin Yutong smiled secretly. "Today I have a fight with Shen Junwoo. How embarrassed is he to change his clothes in front of me? Walk up to the chef's position." Lin Yutong skillfully picked up the cooking tools. War City, seaside and mountainous. In addition to the flesh and blood of various high-level exotic beasts, seafood is naturally the most delicious. Shen Junwoo was stunned for a moment. What a good wife, good mother, and charming woman. She is indeed more charming than those little girls who only act coquettishly and act cute. Lin Yutong's movements are graceful, and the various kitchen utensils in her hands seem to be dancing. Not a moment. The first famous dish, pan-fried foie gras, is ready. The small shovel picked up and landed on Shen Junwoo's plate with great precision. "Little Guido, try it. This piece of foie gras is taken from a sixth-order mutant, swan, and the price is not high." Quote. Lin Yutong smiled confidently. "It's only 100,000 yuan, it's nothing to you." Shen Junwoo's face twitched. "A thing as big as the palm of your hand costs 100,000. I knew the food at the War Hotel was expensive, but I didn't expect it to be so expensive. No, this money cannot be wasted. You'll lose a lot of money if you eat it in one bite." His eyes rolled. Shen Junwoo raised his wrist with a wicked smile. "Oh, why can't I exert my strength? Shen Gang's iron arm is so powerful, it actually injured my wrist, oh." Lin Yutong rolled her eyes. "Little devil, you want to play like this, right? Okay, sister will accompany you." Lin Yutong lifted her long legs and instantly spun to Shen Junwoo's side, with her beautiful pear-shaped butt half sitting on the dining table. Then she bent down her waist, picked up the fried foie gras with her mouth, and took the initiative to feed it to Shen Junwoo. She wanted to see it. Does this little guy dare to accept the move? Shen Junwoo was secretly shocked. The woman was so fierce. Really good at playing. As a sixth-level strong man, how could he be willing to do this? Getting closer and closer. If Shen Junwoo didn't take the move, he would be defeated instantly. If you accept, well, he seemed a little embarrassed. Just when he was in a dilemma. The door to the room was pushed open violently, and a group of more than 10 people strode in, just in time to see this erotic scene. Ha 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 ha, it made me laugh to death. It really made me laugh to death. Brothers, look, what's going on? The leader, the 4th-level Peak Beast Transformation System user, laughed on the spot. The master is old and disrespectful. He goes around hooking up with young girls, drinking and freeloading, and the disciples are better. At such a young age, you actually like such a beautiful woman. Tisk tisk. This pair of master and apprentice have really weird tastes. The old one likes the young one, and the young one likes the old one. I am laughing so hard. What did you say? Shen Junwoo's expression changed, and murderous intent suddenly broke out. Said he could. If you say Yang Kongshuan, you will die. What is his identity and what contribution has he made? Then, if it weren't for the old man burning his lifespan and killing the 7-headed god-level beast king with his space powers, Zanzan University would have been gone, and Zanzan City would have been gone. The Dragon Kingdom will surely become a paradise for strange beasts. Ha 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 ha. Angry. Actually angry. The 4th-level Peak Animal Transformation System user laughed continuously and continued to provoke. Boy, what can you do to me when you are angry? Hit me, or kill me. Shen Gang is a newcomer to my Qingtian Gang. Do you know what kind of existence the Qingtian Gang is in Zanjin City and Zanjin University? Qingtian Gang. The other freshmen didn't know, but Shen Junwoo knew it. It was established by Lu Qingtian, a senior student who has graduated. This man was born with supernatural powers and claimed to have the power to hold up the sky. Among the 3 generations of the Shen family, there was a talented disciple Shen Ling who won the trust of Lu Qingtian. Now, in the name of deputy gang leader, he manages the gang for Lu Qingtian and continues to take root in the development of Zanzan University. There are many groups like this: Zanjin University, Zanjin City. The school not only did not stop it, but also supported it. Someone calls for action and we act as one, which is much better than a pile of sand. Or get out, or die. Shen Junwoo tried his best to suppress the murderous intention. A person with a mind of several decades is really unwilling to kill people easily. Ha 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 ha. Brothers, do you hear this? You are so domineering and arrogant. The 4th level peak animal transformation system user laughed wantonly, straightened his neck and continued to provoke. Come on, come on. I stretched my neck out. If you can, chop off my head. If you don't cut me off today, you're not a man. If I want to back down a bit today, you're just a turtle fool, come on. Shen Junwu was stunned. Is there really anyone in the world who would give his head to someone else to chop it off? If Shen Junwu wants to die, can Shen Junwu do it? He reached out and grabbed a bone-cutting knife in front of the dining table. The next second, just heard a pop. A bloody thing fell down, causing the whole room to fall into deathly silence. Even Lin Yutong was scared. This is a 4th level peak animal transformation system user, an elite student of the Animal Transformation Department of the War University. Shen Junwu actually chopped off his head. Useless people and murderers. These are 2 concepts, how dare he? This is a big deal. Really big. Even if Yang Kongshuan comes forward in person, it will take a lot of effort to protect Shen Junwu. You. After a long time, the members of Zhan University's Qingtian Gang came to their senses and pointed at Shen Junwu silently, unable to say a word. Oh, what a pity. I won't have any luck today. Shen Junwu sighed and walked straight towards the room. After changing into a more casual suit, Lin Yutong and all the members of the Qingtian Gang were still standing stupidly. Shen Junwu didn't speak either. One hand grabbed the man's hair, the other hand grabbed his feet, and dragged him away. Horror. Bloody. The horrific scene caused the entire hotel to explode. There are no rules in the War City. At any time, people will fight and even become disabled due to conflicts of temper. However, there are very few fatalities. How could he be like Shen Junwu, who killed someone and then dragged him away openly? It seems that it is not a human being, but a strange beast, a wild dog, or a dead pig that is about to be served to the dinner table. On the flagpole, Shen Gang, who had just fainted from the pain, woke up again and saw a scene on the ground, a mouthful of old blood spurted out, and fainted again. The news spread like wildfire. The melon-eating crowd quickly surrounded the gate of the Zhanjian Hotel. Shen Junwu didn't leave. He reached out and grabbed the dead dog Shen Gang, stepped on his head with one foot, and woke up from the pain and looked at it. There was still a wazi in his mouth, and he kept blowing out smoke rings and waiting. The Shen family is powerful and arrogant. The power in Zhan University is not small, and it has considerable influence. Then Shen Junwu used his new identity to crush the Shen family's dignity, power, and influence. After a few minutes, 6 old students from the Shen family who were originally rushing to the Zhanjian Hotel arrived. Joined the crowd, standing up in horror. They knew the man who was beheaded, Shang Tianli, one of the core members of the Qingtian Gang, and a 4th level peak beast transformation system user, was actually killed. Shen Junwu, you. The leader, Shen Li, spoke angrily. You hammer. Shen Junwu's mental power emerged and he captured them instantly and made them kneel on the spot. There are 6 people in the Shen family. All of them were 4th level superpowers with rare talents, but they were captured by Shen Junwu in an instant and forced to kneel down. The dozen or so people who followed Shang Tianli into Shen Junwu's room were even more frightened. What kind of strength was this? If so, Shang Tianli was beheaded without any precautions, and the 6 Shen Li were captured together and forced to kneel down, which was a symbol of strength. A new student. Capture at will and suppress the 4th level old students. How did you do it? Are the freshmen of this class so abnormal? Shen Junwu, you beast, what are you going to do? Shen Li knelt down in humiliation, unable to bear it. His grandfather is the eldest elder of the Shen family, a strong man in the 6th level of the Martial Emperor realm. He is the grandson of the Martial Emperor. How can he kneel down? Noisy. Shen Junwu glanced disdainfully and suddenly raised his hand. There was a popping sound. An arm flew up with a shrill wail of pain. It's Shen Li. Shen Junwu cut off an arm just for talking too much. Who dares to speak so hard? No one watching the excitement dared to comment. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Half an hour later, an angry shout resounded outside the crowd. The crowd parted to make way for a thoroughfare. 3 young men with extraordinary momentum came over in anger. Behind him were hundreds of younger brothers, each dragging a gleaming sword. Majestic. The momentum is huge. However, Shen Junwu smiled disdainfully. Except for Shen Ling, who has not shown up yet. These three people are the three most talented people in this generation of the Shen family. Each of them has a peak 4th level cultivation. The leader, Shen Quan's eldest son, Shen Yu's eldest brother, Shen Fei. When Shen Fei saw Shang Tianli, whose blood had dried up, he was shocked in his heart. Beast, beast, how dare you, how dare you? Don't just say 2 words over and over again. Aren't the seeds left by beasts all beasts? Shen Junwu didn't mind laughing at himself and smiled humiliatingly. You, presumptuous, presumptuous. Shen Fei was extremely angry. Destroy Shen Gang, kill Zan University students, and insult the Shen family. You should pay with your life for any matter, but you still dare to be arrogant. Come and get it if you can. Shen Junwu raised his fingers contemptuously, but you have to think about the consequences. The word, consequences, came out. Shen Junwu kicked Shang Tianli's head in front of everyone in the Qingtian gang. Everyone in the Qingtian gang was shocked. Unable to stop, he took 3 steps back. The 3 Shen Fei brothers were also afraid and did not dare to take action for a while. They still have a certain understanding of the strength of their family members. Shen Li and his party of 6 were all suppressed by Shen Junwu's mental power. Is this something that ordinary 4th level superpowers can do? They are not opponents. Ha 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 ha. The Shen family, a bunch of cowards who bully the weak and fear the strong, is extremely ridiculous. Shen Junwu laughed loudly, his anger rising to the sky. Anyone who dares to interfere in the enmity between me and the Shen family will die. Ah, ah, ah. As soon as he finished speaking, bursts of shrill wails sounded out one after another. It was Shen Li's other arm that was cut off, and the other 5 people were not spared either. Shen Junwu had one arm cut off one by one. Shen Junwu, are you crazy? Shen Fei was so frightened that he shuddered. What is this? It's just the beginning. Shen Junwu raised his eyebrows and immediately withdrew his mental power. Everyone in the Shen family of Nanzhou counts, no matter who they are. As long as you dare to appear in front of me, Shen Junwu, no matter when and where, you must leave a hand. Now, it's your 3 brothers' turn. Shen Fei, Shen Qian, Shen Ju. At this moment, Shen Junwu's words were like the judgment of the Lord of Hell. No one dares to rebel. Unstoppable, murderous intentions abound. Point directly at Shen Fei, Shen Qian, and Shen Ju. A cold feeling instantly enveloped the hearts of the 3 of them. There were hundreds of Qingtian gang disciples behind them, but no one dared to help. The steps retreat again and again. Every time he takes a step back, he becomes more frightened and loses all morale. Shen Junwu, how dare you? Shen Fei was horrified, but he didn't want to lose his momentum. This is Zan University. Family law can't deal with it, so why can't the school deal with you? If the school can't deal with you, the law can't deal with you. Ha 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 ha. Afraid, you are afraid. The future head of the Shen family is actually afraid. Shen Junwu laughed wantonly. I don't know whether the school and the law can deal with me, but I can deal with you immediately. You dare. Shen Fei could only be tough for once, hoping to scare off Shen Junwu. If you dare to move, the school can't spare you, Brother Ling can't spare you, and the Qingtian gang can't spare you either. Noisy. Shen Junwu's murderous intent broke out and he took 1 step forward. Come on everyone. Come on together. Shen Fei was shocked and ordered repeatedly. The boys of the Qingtian gang are scared out of their wits. Who dares to come? They join the Qingtian gang because they don't want to be bullied and face the alien beasts outside the defense line alone, but they don't want to help others fight. Kill 1, kill 2 or kill. What if Shen Junwu is cruel again? There is only 1 life. If you lose it, it's gone. Come on quickly. Shen Fei couldn't order the people of the Qingtian gang, he could only push the 2 brothers around him. But they are also afraid. Afraid of death, afraid of losing hands and feet, and don't want to become a cripple. See this scene. The melon-eating people were all sighing. People like the Shen family usually rely on the Qingtian gang as their backing, and show off their power when there are many people in the family, but in the end they are all weaklings. When you are really desperate, you don't even have the courage to fight. A shame. Shen Junwu stretched out his 5 fingers, and his mental power evolved into a spiritual blade, and attacked the 3 of them. This kind of trash has lost its spirit. Shen Junwu could defeat them all without using any skills. Shen Fei and the other 3 were shocked. They just attacked casually, but their power and sharpness actually exceeded the power of their full-strength attacks. The trajectory of the power's movement is even more unpredictable. How could there be such a powerful 4th-level person in the world? Don't hurt anyone. When Shen Fei and the other 3 were frightened and unable to resist, a cold shout resounded. Everyone's heads. A storm roared majestically. 5th-level wind power. Shen Junwu raised his eyebrows. Zanzan University still wanted to intervene. Shen Fei and the other 3 were overjoyed. Quickly retreat to avoid. This aura is that of Feng Nan, a member of the Zanzan University law enforcement team and a 5th-level wind superpower. It's only the 5th level, and you want to stop me? Shen Junwu was angry. The skill, mind control, went straight to Feng Nan's mind. Feng Nan had just landed. He was caught off guard and hit by a single attack of mind control. He was unable to control his body for a while, let alone send out attack power. Puff, poof. The next second, 3 bloody arms flew up. Members of the Zan Fei law enforcement team arrived, but they still failed to save Shen Fei and the others, and their arms were chopped off in an instant. You. After Feng Nan finally broke free from the control, he pointed at Shen Junwu angrily. Do you know what you are doing? What a troublesome thing. Shen Junwu waved his hands impatiently, and said arrogantly, this is my last warning, no matter who interferes in the personal feud between me and the Shen family, they will die. Including you, a member of the law enforcement team of Zanzan University. Okay. Feng Nan was furious, and his eyes immediately fell on Shang Tianli's head. What about him? What an idiot. Shen Junwu smiled playfully. He broke into a private house and stuck his head in front of me for me to chop him off. If he didn't chop him off, he wouldn't be a man. If it were you, would you cut it? After explanation, Shen Junwu turned around calmly and looked at the dozen dumbfounded members of the Qingtian gang. You guys, are I telling the truth? Aha! A group of more than 10 people nodded and answered like puppets on strings. Feng Nan was stunned. Others tell you to chop, or die, why don't you die? However, it's too late to say anything at this point. Before even registering at Zanzan University, he directly killed a 4th-level peak animalization system user and crippled 10 talented old students from the Shen family of Nanzhou, who were at Zanzan University. How could he cause such trouble? As the law enforcer of Zanzan University, he had to take care of Yang Kongshuan. He thought quickly and said, Shen Junwu, follow me. No matter what your reason is for killing or injuring others, it is against the school's rules and it is also against the law. Follow me back to school immediately. For the sake of Senior Yang, the school may give you a lighter punishment. Quote. Shen Junwu smiled contemptuously. Just you. What, you still dare to resist the trial? Feng Nan's expression changed. Resisting trial will result in an additional penalty. You have to think clearly. Don't accuse people randomly. Zanzan University, I will go there myself. As for how I will be punished, it has nothing to do with you. Quote. Shen Junwu waved his hand and said nonchalantly, you are not qualified. Finished. Shen Junwu left directly. Stop. Feng Nan was furious and immediately warned. After 3 years of enrollment, this is the first time I have encountered such an arrogant student. Shen Junwu was too lazy to answer. His trouble this time was quite big, so he had to spend time to do something to erase his sin this time. Presumptuous. Feng Nan was ignored again and had no choice but to take action. Stretch out your 5 fingers. A gentle but extremely tough storm swept towards Shen Junwu. Don't listen to the advice. Then he could only take action and forcefully take Shen Junwu back to school for trial. Everyone couldn't help but sigh. Shen Junwu is talented, but too crazy. This time, Zanzan University law enforcers were brought out, and if they were captured and taken back to the school, there would be no good harvest, and even Senior Yang might not be able to survive. However, a startling scene soon appeared. Shen Junwu actually walked out of Feng Nan's storm. How is this possible? Feng Nan was so frightened that he almost lost his soul. How did he come out of the storm unscathed without sensing Shen Junwu's supernatural powers? Shen Junwu was also shocked. He did not perform any supernatural powers. Just use the entry, steel armor, exploded by the first level elite iron-backed lizard, and you can easily get out. It can be seen that how powerful is his physical body now. Okay, Senior Yang really has a good disciple, but he doesn't know how to teach his disciples. Having only talent, being lawless, and acting recklessly will not matter to the country or the family. As Shen Junwu walked out of the crowd of people eating melons, a middle-aged man in his 30s suddenly stood in front of Shen Junwu. Oh, you want to educate me on behalf of my master. Shen Junwu recognized this person at a glance, and his murderous intent flashed. Shen Junwu, don't be rude. Feng Nan was shocked and hurriedly ran forward. This is the junior instructor of the school's animalization department, Teacher Zhang Zhang, a 6th level emperor-level superpower. Zhangzong. Shen Junwu raised his brows and said proudly, Zhangzong brand stomach and digestion tablets. Children are so arrogant. I will teach you today on behalf of Senior Yang, so that you will know what it means to respect the teacher and respect the Tao. Zhang Zhang was furious and stretched out a hand. At the front of the palm, a huge bear paw about 3 meters long immediately appeared. The bear's paw moved suddenly. He slapped Shen Junwu directly in the face. Chapter 51. 6th level, Emperor-level superpower. Strike like lightning, as fast as thunder. The momentum is as strong as Mount Tai. When such a being takes action in person, ordinary people can't even see the opponent's movements clearly, let alone dodge or counterattack. However, Zhang Zhang struck out, but did not hit Shen Junwu. Shen Junwu's figure suddenly disappeared on the spot, causing his slap to hit the ground and create a huge shell crater on the ground. Crack! At this moment, a crisp and loud slap suddenly sounded. Very loud, very abrupt. It was so sudden that no one expected it. Because of this slap, everyone's eyes became weird, horrifying, and complicated. Because the arrogant 6th level emperor-level superpower had 5 very clear fingerprints on his left face. That is to say, it was Zhang Zhang who was slapped. After half pay, Zhang Zhang finally came back to his senses, glanced around and saw no one, and quickly bowed his hands. Senior Yang, calm down, calm down. Only then did everyone suddenly realize. It turns out that Yang Kongshuan took action. He really dotes on his disciples. No reply for a long time. Zhang Zong's mood became quite tense. He could no longer keep it off his face and said quickly, Senior Yang, I didn't mean to attack Shen Junwu, he was just too presumptuous. Before enrolling in school, he killed an old student of the school, crippled 10 talented old students, and even resisted the law enforcers. He should be punished both emotionally and rationally. If you don't want to take care of it, then I will take care of it on behalf of the school. Otherwise, if your disciple continues to be so arrogant, he will become a serious problem sooner or later and must be strictly disciplined. Quote. After a while, still no response. Zhang Zong's old face turned red. After all, he is a tutor at Zanzan University, but he is so ignored. Crack! Zhang Zhang was out of breath, and another slap sounded. On the other side of the river, 5 more fingerprints appeared. Senior Yang, you have gone too far. Zhang Zhang was furious, and his tone kept getting higher and higher. I represent the school, and I am your disciple. It's really excellent. Shen Junwu sat in a tea house on the left side of the road and said with a smile, Grandson, you have found the wrong person. Your grandfather, I beat you. The old man in my family is hiding under the quilt of the widow, so how can he have time to take care of me? What? Zhang Zong's expression changed drastically. The whole street was completely shaken by the sound of a stone causing thousands of waves, and the discussion was endless and could not stop at all. Shen Junwu has spiritual powers. This has been spread for a long time. The 2 slaps just now were obviously spatial powers. If it was Shen Jun fighting in Zhang Zhang, what would it mean? Double elements. Zhang Zhang stared at Shen Junwu closely, his lips trembling. Are you a dual power user? Is it weird? Shen Junwu was holding a cup of tea, and his figure suddenly flashed in front of Zhang Zhang. Ah, yes, it's a space power, it's a space power. Seeing it with my own eyes, countless people roared with excitement. How many years? Dragon Kingdom actually gave birth to a dual system superpower again. Mental powers, spatial powers, these are all special powers. This talent is simply. At this time, in Shen Junwu's room, room 18001, a rickety old man was lying on the bed stupidly, his eyes fixed on the ceiling, wondering what he was thinking. There are surprises. I was even more frightened. It's even a bit dreamlike. As if none of this was real. Zhang, do you still want to take action? Shen Junwu flicked his fingertips and sent the teacup back to the teahouse, then ordered a flower as if no one else was watching. This person, although he is the junior tutor of Zanzan University, he is also the son-in-law of the Shen family of Nanzhou. There was no grudge against Shen Junwu in his previous life. But this time it happened so quickly, there was a grudge. Things are so big. I don't know how many calls were made to the Zanzan University, and I don't know how many videos were posted online. In the end, why did only one Feng Nan come? Some people don't want to cause trouble. Some people are unwilling to offend the former number one in the world, Yang Kongshuan. Therefore, everyone pretended not to know this. Zhang came as a tutor, ostensibly to maintain the school's rules, but in fact he wanted to seek justice for the Shen family. Will Shen Junwu look good on him? You are presumptuous. Do you think that because you are a dual power user and a unique talent, you can be arrogant and rude, ignore school rules, ignore the law, and kill people wantonly? Zhang was humiliated and became even more angry. Do you think you can be lawless just because you have talent? Wrong, absolutely wrong, Shen Junwu retorted coldly. First, I have a personal grudge against the Shen family. Second, Shen Gang sought his own death and found the war hotel on his own. It was extraordinarily keen not to kill him. Thirdly, Shang Tianli, an old student of your animal transformation department, broke into a private house and intended to harm me, and even shamelessly presented his head to me, so I chopped off his unreasonable argument. Zhang was afraid of Yang Kongshuan and Shen Junwu's talent, so he didn't dare to take action for a moment. Even if everything is as you said, you really have a personal enmity with the Shen family, so you can hurt people and kill people wantonly. Ha 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 ha. What does it mean to hurt someone or kill someone? Shen Junwu smiled contemptuously and burst out fiercely. Listen to me, I want the entire Shen family to bury my mother with her. Zhang's heart trembled. Shen Junwu's gaze actually made him feel fearful. An 18-year-old boy, even if he kills decisively, can still act as a deterrent to him, a 6th-level emperor-level superpower. What is the Shen family doing to actually push such a genius to the point of destroying the entire clan? Get away now. Shen Junwu strode forward. He stabbed Zhang's chest directly with his finger, his expression gloomy and domineering. Otherwise, I don't mind killing you, the son-in-law of the Shen family, first. The fat on Zhang's face twitched. Anger lingered in his heart, but he just couldn't let it out. Shen Junwu's eyes were terrifying, looking down on him like a hungry wolf. As long as he dared to say a word, no, he would definitely be splattered with blood. The 2 slaps just now made his heart tremble even more. If instead of being slapped, a knife was used, would he still be alive? Roll, Shen Junwu shouted fiercely. It was like being struck by lightning in the river, and it was shaken back again and again. After 3 steps, his feet suddenly felt weak, and he sat down on the ground sweating all over, feeling extremely embarrassed. Years of majesty. It collapsed in an instant, and there was no face left at all. Ha 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 ha. Shen Junwu stepped forward with a satisfied laugh. Just 1 step, Shen Junwu's figure disappeared without a trace. So handsome. The dragon has its head but not its tail. Until Shen Junwu disappeared, Lin Yutong, who was standing at the hotel door watching, finally came to his senses and pinched the arm of a tall girl in a cheongsam beside him. She screamed in pain, and then she wanted to believe that what just happened was true. Kuzi kept talking about something and looking forward to something. The next second, Shen Junwu's figure suddenly appeared in room 18001. A rickety old man suddenly grabbed him, pressed him on the bed, and groped around for inspection. Hey, I don't like men, let alone bad old men. Shen Junwu just didn't use the power of space and suddenly disappeared. It could only be that the cheap master took him away. Turn out to be. This old man is always here. He still looks a bit like a master. You, shut up. Yang Kongshuan glared angrily. I don't like men either, let alone a bad guy like you, a liar. Hey, what kind of villain, what kind of liar? Shen Junwu was immediately unconvinced. You bad old man, please speak clearly. Huh, I didn't make it clear enough. Yang Kongshuan pulled Shen Junwu and said angrily, why did you lie to me and say you only have mental powers? I lied to you. Did you ask me? Shen Jun was talking nonsense like he was practicing Tai Chi. I didn't say anything, I only have one superpower. You, what the hell? Yang Kongshuan had already picked it up and stood up suddenly. You say this because I am blind. No, I don't mean that. Shen Junwu quickly stood up and retreated far away. This old man is so fierce. If the scene just now is seen by others, the innocents will not be left in the world. HMPH, you little fool, I'm so angry. Do you know what you would have missed if I hadn't thought that you had a good character and was a person capable of doing great things, so I started to love talents. Yang Kongshuan stamped his foot angrily. With space powers, there are only 3 in the Dragon Kingdom and no more than 10 in the world. Do you know? It's my fault. Shen Junwu rolled his eyes. Every fool knows that a tree that is as beautiful as the forest wind will destroy it. Before I met you, I didn't even dare to reveal my mental powers, let alone my spatial powers. Quote. Ouch. Yang Kongshuan took Shen Junwu in front of him and grabbed his collar. Come on, I'm a loser. I didn't sense your spatial powers. Shen Junwu wanted to say yes, you are indeed useless. Facing a beast king of the same level, how long does it take to kill 7 heads in a natural lifespan? Nowadays, Shen Junwu can definitely kill the beast kings of the same level with one blow. They are all little Kurami, and they can kill as many as they come. You fool. Yang Kongshuan let go with joy and hatred. My eyes are very approving. However, his martial arts competition with Shen Jun at this time was really far behind. No wonder he could throw hundreds of 4th-level Beast King spirit beads at will. The frighteningly powerful martial arts body and dual superpowers cooperate to attack and kill, let alone the 4th-level Beast King. The 5th-level Beast King will also have to hate the Northwest. I don't know how this kid cultivated himself. Okay. You are already so old, how can you act like a child and still be so lifeless? Shen Junwu chuckled and stretched out his hand mysteriously. Old man, come, see what this is. Look at you. Yang Kongshuan stomped his feet and turned around dissatisfied. If I had known that Shen Junwu had 2 powers, when he was in Kenyan City, he would never leave alone. Let alone Shen Junwu and that girl Feng Fanyu go on some ridiculous mission. What would he do if he harmed his precious disciple? I won't be able to come back even if I cry to death. Okay. Shen Junwu opened his palms and threw the contents on Yang Kongshuan's head. Throw this away. Spiritual energy leaked. Yang Kongshuan raised his eyebrows and directly used the power of space to imprison the things thrown by Shen Junwu. Take a closer look. Yang Kongshuan's breathing suddenly became rapid. I couldn't breathe for a long time, and my mouth kept opening, but I couldn't even say a word. That excitement, that look, tisk tisk, it's more exciting than seeing the little lady. It's okay. Shen Junwu sat down casually and raised his legs. Isn't it just a 1,000-year-old willow heart? What's so precious about it? You boy. Yang Kongshuan finally caught his breath and was so happy that he couldn't close his mouth and strode towards Shen Junwu. No, stop. Shen Junwu quickly stopped him. Don't come over, I don't like to mess with the old man. You boy. It's just a 1,000-year-old willow heart. You're so loud. Do you know the function of this thing? Yang Kongshuan stopped and held Willow Wood's heart in his arms. Do you know what the value of this thing is if you put it outside? Oh, that's so long-winded. In short, I can't make this old man like you die. Quote. Shen Junwu seems to be open-minded, but in fact he is very bloody inside. If he takes this willow heart, he can be promoted to the 9th level of Martial God Realm within 10 years. Is there any need to say its value? Ha 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 ha. Yang Kongshuan couldn't help laughing wildly. With this thing, not only will he not die, but he can also restore his peak cultivation level in a short period of time. Happy. I am so happy. I really want to hold this big humanoid baby and kiss it for a few times. Is it possible to get such a unique thing? This disciple got it right. Yang Kongshuan never expected that accepting a disciple on a whim would lead to a unique opportunity. Okay. You can continue to have fun here, I have something else to do, so get out of the way. Shen Junwu was too lazy to look at his silly joy. Killing someone is a mistake. If we don't achieve some results, the school leaders will lose face and it will be difficult to carry out future work. Flash you. As soon as he heard that Shen Junwu was about to leave, Yang Kongshuan reached out and grabbed him and imprisoned him. You have manifested the power of space, how can you still just leave without saying anything? Do you think that space powers are nothing but cabbage? Anyone can have a dual system superpower. Well, Shen Junwu was stunned for a moment and quickly looked out the window. Really, there was a heroic man in military uniform coming from the sky, with a huge eagle looming around him flapping its wings. Also, there was also a middle-aged man wearing a Chinese tunic suit and a sword on his back, coming against the wind. Shen Junwu was very envious. He could have been like this before. But the Shen family and that woman Lu Feifei harmed him and designed him to die miserably. This time, he won't believe the Shen family's lies. He wanted to cripple the Shen family one by one, make them endure endless pain and torture, and finally destroy the Shen family in one fell swoop. Let them also have a taste of what poverty is. Try what it means. Death is actually a kind of relief. A while, the two entered directly through the window, four big eyes staring at him, as if they were afraid that he would run away. Hey, stop looking. Yang Kongshuan was a little flustered, and broke the calm and said, you are my disciple no matter what, and I have no chance to be with you too. You little old man, don't be so angry. Look at how kind you are when you are drinking and chatting with those little girls. Can't you be nicer to us old comrades and brothers? The middle-aged man holding the sword waved his hand and walked solemnly to Shen Junwu. You brat, I am Li Yi, the principal of Zhan University. No, Shen Junwu laughed and joked. Sword god, Li Yi. As for the other one, Shen Junwu is more familiar with him. The commander-in-chief of South China, Meng Yingxiang, is a 9th-level beast transformation superpower. It's good to know. You two masters and disciples have hidden so deeply, and you haven't stopped at all. Li Yi said with a complicated expression. The mental powers, space powers, and physical constitution are extremely powerful. No wonder he is so arrogant. Old Li, that's it. Why are you scaring children? Meng Yingxiang admired Shen Junwu very much and said helpfully, on the way here, I have personally communicated with Feng Yetu. You did a very good job in this mission of hunting down the Black King. Dare to take action, decisive in killing, a man of bloody nature. Oh, Shen Junwu raised his eyebrows. Since General Meng agrees, please give me some indication. You are a dog-faced guy. How dare you claim credit? Li Yi immediately became upset and yelled, you don't know what you did. That's it. Shen Junwu looked at Yang Kongshuan with a smile. Old man, I don't seem to be welcome here, why don't we go to Fengyan University? Fengyan University has a promise that as long as I am willing to go, I will be a gold medal student immediately. It's pretty good, don't you think so? Fengyan University is pretty good. Yang Kongshuan answered with a wicked smile. In that case, let's go. Li Yi's face turned green. I cursed in my heart. You little fool, you are not a thing, you really put me on the fire, right? Do you really think I can't do it without you? Well, it seems really impossible. What the hell? When news of the dual power person spreads to the other 5 major universities, the principals of the 5 major universities will rush over to snatch them away as soon as possible. You little fool, if you eat correctly, the school will take it very seriously, so you act recklessly. Meng Yingxiang also looked on with a smile. Li Yi was so angry that he had nowhere to vent his anger. He gave out an electronic bracelet similar to a watch with a fierce glance. Here, here. Principal Li seems to be very reluctant. Shen Junwu laughed and teased, but did not answer. This electronic bracelet is a symbol of the students of the Zhan University. You can enter and bind the information yourself and you are enrolled. The bracelet can locate and call for help. In addition, it also has an important function. It can record the number of animals killed by students and convert them into credits. At War University, credits are only life, medical treatment, weapons, exercises, medicinal materials, and the use of training rooms all need to be paid with credits. No, not forced. Not forced at all. Li Yi gritted his teeth and forced out a smile. Mr. Shen, you are so strong and have a big backer, do you need resources from the school? You say so. If I give you resources, weapons, and techniques, wouldn't I be insulting your talent and support? Ha 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 ha. Shen Junwu couldn't help laughing and then took the bracelet. In Li Yi's heart, a person's life is not worth mentioning in front of a dual-type superpower. But he is the president of Zhanzhan University and one of the patron saints of South China. Everything must be fair, so not dealing with Shen Junwu would be extremely merciful. Smile like a hammer. Seeing Shen Junwu put on the bracelet, Li Yi's face darkened on the spot. Since you have entered Zhanzhan University, you must obey the management and abide by the school's rules. What happened to you this time is that you can avoid the death penalty, but you cannot escape the punishment of living. Quote. Shen Junwu was shocked. Old thing, what a yin. You actually sent him to school first to settle the score. He was so angry that he immediately took off the bracelet. Don't take it off. It's too late for you to take it off now. You are already a student of the War University. Li Yixiao smiled and said, Lao Meng is a witness, and even the presidents of the 5 universities can't change it. Okay, stop playing. You too, Lao Li, you are so old, how can you still act like a child? Meng Yingxiang was amused by the old man and the young man. Shen Junwu, what you did this time is indeed too much, and you must make some achievements to calm the public anger. Otherwise, Lao Li might not be able to be the principal. Quote. Other things are easy to talk about. If you fight with the Shen family to death, I don't care. But if you kill someone openly, you can't do it. You must accept the punishment. Li Yi immediately said, there are still 3 days until school officially starts. If you reach the top 3 on the war ranking, within 3 days, I will not only not punish you, but also reward you generously. What? When Yang Kongshuan heard this, he immediately retorted dissatisfied. Old Li, he is a dual power user. What is dual system? How strong is your fighting power and how much potential do you have? Do you still need me to remind you? You ask him to hit the war list. If he misses and has an accident, you won't have anywhere to cry. Old man, I'm just worried. Shen Junwu waved his hand in a moved voice. You have forgotten that I am the one who broke out of the God-burying stream. I am not a vase, nor am I a loser from a family who only knows how to perform. Yang Kongshuan was stunned for a moment. With Shen Junwu's current strength, even the 5th-level alien beast king would have to drink in hatred, and it seems that it is nothing to hit the war list. Good boy, if you are ambitious, you have decided. Li Yi made the decision on the spot. If you successfully pass the exam, the school will not only absolve you of your sins, but also grant you the status of gold medal student immediately. It's a deal. Shen Junwu happily agreed. The conditions proposed by Li Yi coincided with his ideas. In Zhanzhan University, there are ordinary classes, elite classes, and advanced classes. All along, gold medal students are produced from advanced classes and can only be obtained when their cultivation level reaches level 5 and the credits are met. Because, once you obtain the title of gold medal student, you can enjoy all the school's training resources for free without spending a penny. Young men not only have blood, but also courage. Meng Yingxiang smiled happily. I will record the credit for this time and wait for you to make great achievements and commend you in the future. To this, Shen Junwu had no objection. After graduating from college, the real path to joining the military is. After sending the 2 of them away. After Yang Kongshuan thought carefully, he took off his space ring and placed it heavily in Shen Junwu's hands. Old man, you. Shen Junwu was so shocked that his hands trembled. Yang Kongshuan's space ring is not an ordinary thing, but a weapon that surpasses the myth level, and is a treasure that has been passed down for thousands of years. It's called the Mountain and River Realm. Among them, there is not only endless space, but also terrifying space power. Times of crisis. The Mountain and River Realm can be combined with the world of heaven and earth to turn it into a real world, making it impossible for the enemy to find it and thus counterattack the enemy. What nonsense! Since you have given me the Willow Heart, it will only be a matter of time before I can return to my heyday, so what else do I need to do to break this precept? Yang Kongshuan said solemnly and sighed. Back then, if I hadn't relied too much on this broken man, I wouldn't have ended up where I am now. You remember. Do not use it unless it is a fatal crisis, it can only be used as a storage item, do you understand? Aha! After Shen Junwu was reborn, he understood the dangers of relying on external objects for spiritual practice. I will have to meet a strange apprentice like you in this life, which can be regarded as a rebirth. Yang Kongshuan patted Shen Junwu's arm and said happily, you should have your own way, I won't do whatever you want. In the ring, in addition to the lifelong experience I have prepared for you, there is also a method of condensing the blood orifices, called the Heaven and Earth Wuji technique, which must not be known to anyone. Quote. Shen Junwu's hand shook again. In the previous life, it was famous, one of the 5 secret collections of the Dragon Kingdom, and the existence of the Heaven and Earth Wuji technique, that surpassed the mythical level, ancient martial arts. This technique is actually in the hands of Yang Kongshuan. Legend has it that only by obtaining a secret book of ancient martial arts that surpasses the mythical level, can it be possible to break through the limits of human beings and break through to the 9th level of cultivation. Sent, this time, Lu Muxin is so worth it. He is expected to break human limits in this life. After everything was explained, Yang Kongshuan left in a flash. He needed to restore his cultivation to his heyday as soon as possible in order to intimidate the world and protect Shen Junwu. Otherwise, there will always be people who have the crazy idea of destroying something if they can't get it. A family in the world. The ancient martial arts sect is not a good thing. I don't know how many amazing talents have been secretly destroyed. Yang Kongshuan has personal experience and understands the cruelty of this world better. After the battle that cost his life, his heart is actually dead. But Shen Junwu's talent revived his dead heart, and he would not let his disciples suffer the same injustice and conspiracy as him. After the blood sacrifice, Shen Junwu's spiritual power successfully controlled the mountain and river realm. Take a peek inside. The dog will cry when he sees it. In the boundless space world, except for a notebook and a secret book, there is not a hair on it. Old man, is he really poor? It seemed that he had already prepared his funeral arrangements and gave away everything that should be given away. Open the note. After a simple reading, Shen Junwu's understanding of superpowers and the use of spatial superpowers have undergone earth-shaking changes. Enlightenment. A whole new door opened for him. Only then did Shen Junwu realize that he was too conceited. There is nothing to say about his martial arts experience. But the understanding and use of supernatural powers are still too shallow. After careful study, Shen Junwu's use of space powers and subsequent development of practice have a clear direction. Afterwards, Shen Junwu couldn't wait to open the Heaven and Earth Wuji technique. This method, it explains the extremes of the earth, the extremes of the sky, and the extremes of all things, and the ultimate goal is to break the extremes. Successfully breaking the limit is considered to have broken the limit of human beings. The limit of human beings, the 9th level of martial arts. Warriors, martial arts masters, generals, and martial sects of the 1st to 4th levels all focus on refining their bodies and accumulating energy. As long as you have enough perseverance, you will reach it sooner or later. It will be different when you reach the 5th level of Martial King Realm. The human body is weak, and the dantian and meridians in the body are limited and can only hold so much internal force. It is like a small bowl that will overflow when filled with water. It is impossible to achieve higher achievements through dead practice or silly practice, let alone to turn a small bowl into a big one. I want to break through to the 5th level. If you want to reach a higher level, you need to, refining blood, and, condensing the orifice. The so-called blood refining, it is to quench one's own blood, improve the purity and strength of the blood, thereby sublimating the internal force and evolving the internal force into a higher level of true energy. In this way, the strength can be greatly increased. The fastest way to refine blood, besides baptizing it with heavenly materials and earthly treasures like willow wood heart, is to hunt. The alien beast class is roughly divided into ordinary, elite, and beast king. Also, there are also ferocious beasts and mythical beasts. The essential difference is the difference in bloodline levels. The first order lizard king that Shen Junwu killed in the secret realm of the martial arts college entrance examination at that time contained some dragon bloodline, so he could develop the epic dragon bloodline. Hunting alien beasts, taking their blood, and using the blood of alien beasts to shock oneself as refining blood. Yang Kongshuan accepted him as his disciple and randomly hunted a 6th level, golden scale Jiao, just to lay the foundation for him and increase the speed of blood refining in the future. The so-called condensation orifice. This is to connect one's own acupuncture points, open the acupoints, communicate with heaven and earth, and achieve the unity of heaven and man. If you can do this, you can fly in the air. Read it through. Shen Junwu frowned, feeling quite regretful. The inheritance of this, heaven and earth Wuji technique, is incomplete, and the most important follow-up secret chapter is lost, making it difficult to break through the limits of mankind. But the limit of human beings is still far away from Shen Junwu. The most urgent task is to temper the blood in battle, refine the blood and cut the hair, and refine the blood like mercury, so that you can break through the 5th level and reach the martial king realm. It's still early. Shen Junwu took matters into his own hands, and after experiencing the feeling of being a chef in a star-rated hotel, he moved directly into the void and headed straight for the 100,000 mountains outside the defense line. Keep moving. Shen Junwu landed dozens of miles south of Zanzan University, in a dangerous area full of stone forests and extremely complex terrain. Here, it was hailed as a forbidden area by Zanzan University students and named Death Sky Stream. This place belongs to the outer core area of Shiwanda Mountain. There are many extremely powerful 5th-level alien beasts guarding it, preventing strong humans from entering Shiwandashan for hunting. Ouch! 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 As soon as Shen Junwu landed, dozens of 5th-level, blood moon wolves swooped towards him. Haha, come on! Shen Junwu roared with fighting spirit, stretched out his hands, and displayed his 2 swords. Before, Shen Junwu was isolated and helpless and could only sneak in secretly to hunt down the Beast King. This time, behind him is a defense line jointly established by the military and Zanzan University, and he can receive support at any time. You can let go of your hands and feet and have a hearty battle. 2 rare long knives, the swords are like the wind and the body is like a phantom. Within 3 swords, a 5th level, blood moon wolf, will surely fall. There is a mountain and river realm within me. Shen Junwu did not need to waste time to find the spirit beads, and directly used his mental power to collect the corpses of the alien beasts into them. An era of scarce resources. The flesh and blood of exotic beasts is very expensive, especially those of level 5 and above, which are a must-have on the dining table of aristocratic families. Killings continued. The credits interface on the bracelet is constantly updated and growing. There is an announcement from Zanzan University. 4th level beasts, 1 credit for the ordinary level, 10 credits for the elite level, and 100 credits for the Beast King level. The 5th level exotic beasts have 100 credits at the ordinary level, 1,000 credits at the elite level, and 10,000 credits at the Beast King level. 6th level exotic beasts have 10,000 credits for the ordinary level, 100,000 credits for the elite level, and 1 million credits for the Beast King level. There is no credit for courses below level 4. 7th level beasts cannot be achieved by students, and there is no specific credit value. As a new student, Shen Junwu directly broke into a group of 5th level alien beasts to hunt them. This was unprecedented, if not unprecedented. Starting from 100 words, the value grows very quickly. Of course, as the movement became louder and louder, and more 5th order, blood moon wolves surrounded him, his pressure also increased exponentially. 4th and 5th level alien beasts can not only hurt people with their limbs, but can also use their innate skills. Same as human superpowers, Shen Junwu not only has to fight head-on, but also dodge the innate skills coming from all sides. The spirit is highly concentrated and the breath is highly condensed. But, cool. In this battle, Shen Junwu truly found the military enthusiasm of his previous life. The greater the danger, the stronger the fighting spirit. The stronger the fighting spirit, the faster the blood flow, and the faster the promotion. Gradually, Shen Junwu was completely surrounded. The ordinary blood moon wolves kept attacking, consuming Shen Junwu's power with his life, while the Wolf King led hundreds of elite wolves to stand ready. As soon as Shen Jun's force was exhausted, he rushed forward and tore him into pieces. This is the habit of the wolf tribe. And this is Shen Junwu Yao's death oppression. At this time, Shen Junwu's spiritual powers had already been used, fighting in conjunction with the power of martial arts, and fighting with the help of the terrain. In the stone forest, a blood-red stream began to flow. Shen Junwu glanced at the bracelet and saw that his credits exceeded 30,000. In other words, he killed at least 300 5th-level ordinary level, blood moon wolves. No wonder physical and mental strength dropped rapidly. What's depressing is that these ordinary level beasts didn't give Shen Junwu any good entries, they were all rubbish. Ouch! The fifth-level Wolf King couldn't wait any longer, and a wolf howled loudly. Hundreds of elite ferocious wolves received the order and immediately swooped down from a boulder. Ha 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 ha! Beast, come on! Shen Junwu raised his eyes, immediately rushed a few steps, and flew into the air with the help of a rock. People vacated. Crossed swords. The inner power of martial arts and the power of spiritual superpowers, the two powers are integrated instantly using the double sword as a carrier, emitting bursts of brilliant light. Cross divine slash. Shen Junwu shouted loudly and slashed down with his crossed swords. This move was realized by Shen Junwu after reading Yang Kongshuan's notes. It is a killing move that perfectly combines the power of martial arts and spiritual power. Cut it down with both swords. A huge cross sword light cut through the sky, covering dozens of elite ferocious wolves in front of it. There was a rumble. The 10 elite ferocious wolves that faced each other were cut into pieces on the spot, and their blood spilled into the sky. Ouch! The fifth-level Wolf King was shocked and furious. Such a talented human being must not be allowed to stay, so he immediately jumped into the air and pounced on Shen Junwu. Extend both claws forward. Each has a huge bloody claw about 1 meter long. It is the fifth-level Wolf King's innate skill, Blood Moon Wolf Claw, which is terrifying. The fifth-level Wolf King completely seized the opportunity with this move. Shen Junwu, who made the ultimate move, was currently in a weak window. But, if Shen Junwu dares to do this, he will naturally be prepared for his next move. The mental power immediately condensed under the feet and turned into a springboard on the way down. He used his feet to jump on the springboard. Not only did he not continue to fall, he also jumped over the height of the fifth-level Wolf King. Double sword heavenly slash. Shen Junwu shouted loudly and slashed down with both swords side by side. This move, it's the same way as the cross divine slash. Standing high, the target is only the single enemy in front. The blade is longer, sharper, and more powerful. For a moment, the tables are turned. The fifth-level Wolf King, who originally took the lead, fell into a passive state. He could only hold his claws horizontally and defend with the innate skill, Blood Moon Wolf Claws. Boom, boom, boom. Violent impacts rippled through the space. The next second, the fifth-level Wolf King lost the air, his body immediately fell, and bursts of roar broke out. The fifth-level Wolf King chess is one move away. But his level was higher than that of Shen Junwu, and he quickly used his strength after landing, which still caused great pressure on Shen Junwu, forcing him to retreat continuously. Ha 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 ha. This is the feeling, beast, well done, well done. Shen Junwu laughed wildly while wrestling with the fifth-level Wolf King. After taking 7 or 8 steps back, he suddenly stopped on a boulder and exploded with all his strength. At this moment, Shen Junwu's blood surged wildly, veins popped up all over his body, and his martial arts aura continued to attack and rise, making him look ferocious and terrifying. Oppressed. The fear of death, the pleasure of resisting with all his strength made Shen Junwu endlessly determined. This is the way of pure martial arts fighting. In terms of strength and attack, a pure martial artist is not as good as a warrior with supernatural powers. But a pure martial artist has an endless life and an immortal fighting spirit. When it really comes to a dead end, a pure martial artist is very likely to counter-kill a martial artist who also practices supernatural powers. Therefore, pure martial artists are all lunatics and life-threatening fanatics. Because they have nothing else to rely on, only this body that can sweat, bleed, suffer, and die can allow them to fight. As long as you don't die, fight to the end. Ha 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 ha. You beast, you have to die. Shen Junwu exploded with all his strength, but still could not force the fifth-level Wolf King back, but his explosion made even the Wolf Kings fear him. I felt the breath of death from this human being. In panic, the fifth-level Wolf King roared and immediately summoned the elite ferocious wolves to help. Beast, you have no chance. Shen Junwu smiled ferociously and used up his last bit of strength to fight, to impact, to break through the limits. Blessed by infinite will. At this moment, Shen Junwu seemed to be on fire, and the crazy circulation of blood in his body gave him a faint bloody glow. Refining blood and cutting hair. The state of refining blood like mercury has finally been reached. Boom, boom. When dozens of elite ferocious wolves rushed towards him, a shocking aura burst out from Shen Junwu's body, and the powerful impact knocked those elite ferocious wolves to the ground. Successfully broke through to the 5th level of Martial King Realm. The internal energy transformed and turned into true energy in an instant. Beast, die. As he wished to break through, Shen Junwu suddenly exerted his force and instantly knocked back the 5th level Wolf King. Then he rushed out with a lunge. I saw a Junchi blade shining, and the 5th level Wolf King's head fell into the bloody stream with a plop. Bite. Congratulations to the host for killing the 5th level Blood Wolf King and obtaining a new entry. Extraordinary hearing, epic. Extraordinary smell, epic. Call hunt, rare. Night bloody howl, rare. Blood moon wolf soul, epic. The system detects that the host's martial arts cultivation has reached the 5th level, and the system automatically upgrades to version 2.0, opening 3 major functions for the host: attribute panel, entry database, and entry fusion. After the system prompts, in front of Shen Junwu, the system panel automatically appeared. Host Shen Junwu. Martial arts. 5th level. Dragon bloodline, epic. Entries: steel armor, dragon snake swimming, bull demon powerful fist, extraordinary smell, extraordinary hearing, king's control, Spinosaurus roar, Spinosaurus claws. Power: psychic powers, epic level. Skills: mental attack, mental detection, mental field, mental control. Wind power, epic level. Skills: storm tornado, endless wind blade, gale prison, wind feather wings. Devouring ability, legendary level. Skills: devour all things, devour and dissolve, devour spirit, devour barrier. Space powers, epic level. Skills: space movement, space blade, space confinement, space teleportation. After reading it, Shen Junwu's eyes immediately fell on the 2 interfaces of the entry library and entry fusion. See the introduction. Entry library, which can store entries. Unlike before, if it is not added, it will automatically disappear after 3 minutes. Entry fusion. As the name suggests, it is to blend some entries into new entries that are stronger and more suitable for the owner. It can even be integrated with superpowers and turned into the skills of superpowers. What surprised Shen Junwu was, can the ability to fuse entries be applied to others? Just like the entry posted by this 5th level Wolf King, Blood Moon Wolf Soul Epic. If applied to others, as long as the grant is successful, the animal transformation ability will be activated immediately, which is extremely abnormal and terrifying. In other words, Shen Junwu can create gods. But this ability cannot be used easily by others. After Shen Junwu thought about it, he immediately said, System, add an entry, Blood Moon Wolf Soul Epic. Bite. Friendly reminder from the system: if the host masters martial arts, it is best to activate only one new ability every time he improves to a level. Too many superpowers will affect the host's body and spirit, making it difficult to improve in martial arts. Would the host still want to add an entry, Blood Moon Wolf Soul Epic? Don't add. Shen Junwu was shocked to find that he had sequelae. Is it any wonder that on the top of the mountain of Burying God Stream, it was impossible to activate both the ice power and the space power at the same time? The Wolf King dies. The wolves immediately retreated. After Shen Junwu cleaned up the battlefield, he immediately returned to the War City. 3 days is plenty of time. After upgrading the mental ability to the 5th level, it will be easier to kill monsters without having to worry about losing credits. Jewelry Pavilion. This is a building located in the south of War City. Although it is not as big as the War Hotel, it is still a 100-story building with more people than the War Hotel. The streets in this area are more prosperous, with more merchants, shops, and stalls. As soon as Shen Junwu appeared, many people panicked and gave way. What are you afraid of? A woman traveling with her angrily dragged her male companion back, who in this place is not covered in blood. Look at how cowardly you are. Mr. Shen, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. The man was shocked and grabbed his female companion, and quickly apologized. My girlfriend doesn't know you, she didn't mean anything else. Shen Junwu smiled and signaled without stopping, and the man breathed a sigh of relief. The woman also reacted and stammered. You said his surname was Shen, then, that. If it wasn't him, who else could it be? He became a disciple of Senior Yang, a genius with spiritual and spatial abilities. Quote. The man was both fearful and admiring. Killing someone and destroying the top 10 geniuses of the Shen family is just a symbolic punishment. The school has issued a notice requiring Shen Junwu to reach the top 3 on the war list within 3 days. Judging from the bloodstains all over his body, he must have just come back from outside the defense line and plans to buy spiritual beads to advance to the 5th level and then hit the rankings. The woman's feet went weak and she collapsed to the ground on the spot. She really had a lot of tricks in vain, and she almost got into trouble with this evil star. Just entered the lobby. A familiar voice came towards me. My little ancestor, you really don't stop for a moment. Are you born in the year of ox? You are so tired. Shen Junwu looked up and saw who it wasn't Lin Yutong. She raised her eyes and said with a wicked smile, if you, beautiful sister, are willing, you can find out whether I am an ox tonight. I just don't know, can you handle farming? You boy, you're so bad. Lin Yutong was stunned for a moment. I'm telling you seriously, I'm not talking nonsense. I'm serious too, Shen Junwu said seriously. I like to dig the soil at night, plow the ground, grow vegetables and so on. Where did my beautiful sister go? You, if you are mature and beautiful, don't think about dirty things all day long. It's better to be pure. Lin Yutong was mad again. It was obviously you brat who was talking about those dirty things, but you ended up blaming her again. Lin Yutong glared hard and said angrily, you are here to sell spirit beads, right? Come with me. Well, Shen Junwu was stunned for a moment and said in confusion, aren't you from the Zonjin Hotel? Yes, the Zon Hotel is my family's property, and so is the jewelry pavilion. Quote. Lin Yutong raised her eyebrows proudly. How about it, you won't suffer any loss if you know me. Don't suffer any loss. Shen Junwu nodded heavily, but you want to eat me. Go, you have a lustful heart but no lustful courage, so don't give me a hard word. Lin Yutong rolled her eyes, let's go. I'll take you to sell the spirit beads, and I guarantee to give you the highest purchase price. Sister 13. Seeing Lin Yutong return, several staff members quickly came over to greet him. This is Shen Junwu, a disciple of Senior Yang. Lin Yutong briefly introduced. At the same time, he is also my bad brother, who goes to the Guanbao Hall. Okay, Mr. Shen, please. Several staff members were shocked and quickly led the way. In today's war city, everyone knows the name Shen Junwu. Shen Junwu felt a little strange. The hotel's name is Mr. Lin, and the Zhuguan Baoqi Pavilion's name is 13th Sister. But, Shen Junwu didn't think much about it. What a double identity. The different names should be to distinguish the functions in different places. Go round and round. The group of people took Shen Junwu to a luxurious tea house near the sea. There are windows at the back, and you can see the sea. The front side is made of transparent glass, and you can see the huge circular exhibition hall of the Zhuguang Baoqi Pavilion, built in the center of the building, so it is called the Guanbao Hall. In the exhibition hall, there are not only high-level spiritual beads. There are also high-end weapons, exercises, medicinal materials, and all kinds of strange heavenly materials and earthly treasures, etc. It is worthy of being called the Jewelry Treasure Pavilion. Shen Junwu waved his hand and immediately took out all the spirit beads he had hunted along the way. Level 4 Beast King Spirit Beads, 180 pieces. Level 5 Beast King Spirit Beads, 32. Lin Yutong was frightened when she saw the quantity and grade. You. These are all you. What did you hunt on the way to Zon University? Good. Shen Junwu nodded. Let's make an estimate first. You pervert, you are so perverted. The market price of a 4th level Beast King Spirit Pearl is 100,000, and the market price of a 5th level Beast King Spirit Pearl is 1 million, for a total of 50 million. Quote. Lin Yutong took a sip and said with a pounding heart, you are my brother. How about increasing the purchase price by 10% and giving you 55 million? This brother is good at it, let's do it. Shen Junwu smiled proudly, and then threw the corpse of the Blood Moon Wolf in the Shan realm into a corner of the hall. Level 5 Blood Moon Wolf, you. This time, Lin Yutong was so frightened that he stood up suddenly. Those staff members with insufficient cultivation were frightened by the terrifying wild aura contained in the Blood Moon Wolf, and kept retreating with pale faces. After a while, they piled up into a mountain. Most of the treasure hall was filled. Are you human? Lin Yutong swallowed her saliva and looked at Shen Zhenwu in disbelief. How long has it been? You actually killed 330 ordinary ferocious wolves, 30 elite ferocious wolves, and a ferocious wolf king. What's even scarier is, Shen Zhenwu is only at the 4th level of cultivation. Can you kill so many strange beasts in a short period of time with a leapfrog kill? With this kind of strength and this kind of courage, you can kill a lot of people just for a moment. Haha, you said it yourself, I am an ox, so I don't know how tired I am. Shen Zhenwu laughed evilly. A man's main goal is his staying power, lasting happiness, contentment, and money to spend. Boy, you are really a pervert. The market price of a 5th level ordinary alien beast spirit bead is equivalent to that of a 4th level beast king, 100,000 per piece. The market price of a 5th level elite alien beast spirit bead is 500,000 per piece. It can be slightly higher with a corpse, and it will also give you 550,000. Quote. Lin Yutong tried her best to calm down and said slowly, the 2 batches total 100 million, how about it? Can. Shen Zhenwu nodded. Spiritual spirit beads, regardless of grade, all must be space spirit beads. If you have them, even better. Spiritual spirit beads are not as scarce as space spirit beads, but they are not many. Low-grade ones are in short supply, and there is no inventory at all. In the entire Pearl Pavilion, there are spiritual beads, 10 6th level ordinary spirit beads, and 1 6th level beast king spirit bead. Quote. Lin Yutong said interestingly. As for the space system spirit bead, there is only one, which is a 7th level beast king spirit bead. Shen Zhenwu was overjoyed, but then I fell into depression. The grade is so high, the money he just sold is simply not enough. Can you guys go out for a while? Shen Zhenwu raised his eyes and said with some embarrassment, I want to have a chat alone with my beautiful sister to talk about our feelings. Okay. Several staff members immediately left. Lin Yutong's eyes moved and she looked at Shen Zhenwu warily. Beautiful sister, good sister. Shen Zhenwu chuckled. You are naturally beautiful, kind and generous, so I can give you credit. You little fool, do you know how to put honey in your mouth now? Lin Yutong knew that this little fool was not very courageous. Spiritual department, space department, they all belong to special abilities and are extremely rare. Especially in the space system, a 7th level beast king spirit pearl is worth 10 billion. If it weren't for the fact that the 3 space power users today are all very high level, this one wouldn't have survived. Beautiful sister, good sister. Just help me once and give me credit. Shen Zhenwu chuckled, grabbed Lin Yutong's arm and shook it. No big deal, I'll pay back the interest with my body. I am strong, very durable. The range is outstanding, with twin turbocharging throughout. As soon as these words came out, even though Lin Yutong knew that Shen Zhenwu didn't hold anything back, she still choked on her saliva and coughed. Go, you little fool, you spend all day joking around, who cares about your body? Lin Yutong coughed until she died, and pushed Shen Zhenwu away angrily. Although I am a widow, I am not hungry either. Ah, yeah, Shen Zhenwu's eyes widened and he jumped up. Beauty sister, you want to eat farts? I mean, my strength is very strong and my stamina is very durable. I can help you fight, do some rough work, etc. You old woman, you know you want old cows to eat young grass. What did you say? You said I am an old woman. Lin Yutong was teased by Shen Zhenwu again. The words, old woman, instantly broke her guard. She was so angry that she immediately rushed over and grabbed Shen Zhenwu's neck. Shen Zhenwu was caught off guard and was thrown onto the sofa. Both of them are powerful warriors. Suddenly he fell down with such great force that the 2 feet at one end of the sofa shattered instantly and fell rapidly. There was a boom. The two hugged each other out of inertia, and their lips even kissed each other. A moment. The tea hall was silent. There was only thumping of the heartbeat. Lin Yutong was secretly surprised. This little man actually made her heart beat faster. After quickly calming down, Lin Yutong stood up quickly, turned around with her cheeks a little hot, and said, actually, if you want to pay on credit, it's not impossible. What? Shen Zhenwu was really shocked and stuttered. You can't be right. To you, shut your stinky mouth. Lin Yutong suddenly turned around and slapped Shen Zhenwu on the back of the head. I asked Senior Yang to collect debts, but I actually wanted to ask him to send me somewhere. If you are willing to come with me, I will not only give you credit, but also give you a big gift. Quote. Lin Yutong's identity. Is a place that requires someone with space powers a good place to go? I'm just afraid that it's easy to get in but not easy to get out. Shen Junwu was very solemn. As you think, in the world, apart from the endless deep ocean, there are only 100,000 mountains, which only those with space powers can enter. Quote. Lin Yutong said solemnly, because of some old things, Senior Yang is not willing to help. The only person I can ask for help is you. You really know how to pick a place. Shen Junwu rolled his eyes. With your 6th level warrior cultivation, even if you have me walking with you, you are still just an ant. Lin Yutong didn't know, let alone her, even if an 8th or 9th level being goes to Shiwanda Mountain, most of the time he will never return. 100,000 mountains. The lair of alien beasts is filled with groups of high-level alien beasts and top alien beast kings. Think about it. Lin Yutong was still unwilling to give in and immediately said, as long as you agree to help, I will immediately give you a great gift. I think you have heard that its name is Yan Shen Dao. What? Shen Junwu was shocked. The Yan Shen knife is the weapon of Yan Shen Kong, a 9th level god-level psychic who died 10 years ago. A stealth weapon that can be activated with mental power to completely blend with the sunlight without leaving a trace. Since the death of Yan Shen Kong, this perfect weapon for people with psychic abilities disappeared. Lin Yutong could actually get it, and could she give it away? What is her identity? Has so much energy. Who the hell are you? Shen Junwu's heart skipped a beat. Lin Yutong laughed at herself. Lin Yutong is my real name. But I also have a name that you should have heard of. Bai Li Yu. I lost it. Shen Junwu stiffened, then turned around and left. Disgrace your sister. The world's best 8th level healer, the woman known as the Moon Goddess, is actually her. This woman is untouchable. Untouchable. Little Guido, why are you running? Lin Yutong's steps flashed and she immediately blocked the door. Since you know my true identity, you know that I have the strength to conquer the 100,000 mountains. At least, I can guarantee that you can come back safely. Shen Junwu opened his mouth, but finally said nothing. Safe as a feather. Bai Li Yu, the Moon Goddess, in her previous life, seemed to have disappeared during this time period and has not been heard from since. From this point of view, she died in Shiwanda Mountain. But this woman is truly a legend. He was adopted by an ancient sect since he was a child. After awakening, the sect devoted all its efforts to training him and became the most famous and mysterious healer. After becoming famous, he also married into the #1 family in the world, the head of the Bai Li family, Bai Li Invincible. Because he had no name, he took the surname of the Bai Li family and named him Bai Li Yu. It's a pity that this Bai Li Wudi is a martial arts idiot. He went to the Shiwen Mountain alone to challenge the beasts to sharpen his martial arts, and eventually became a short-lived ghost. Are you going to find your husband? Shen Junwu thought for a long time before speaking. You do know quite a bit. I didn't go looking for him. He was already dead, and his body had been eaten up by strange beasts. Quote. Lin Yutong sighed. I went to Shiwanda Mountain just to find some medicinal materials, a precious medicine that can save people's lives. Oh, Shen Junwu raised his eyebrows. If you are just looking for medicine, there is no chance. Would you like to go? Lin Yutong was overjoyed, grabbed Shen Junwu's hand, and said excitedly, Good brother, as long as you are willing to help me. Whenever you need me in the future, I will come to you immediately, I promise. Shen Junwu was stunned for a moment. The next 2 words have some meaning. You little fool, are you thinking nonsense again? Lin Yutong glared hard. What I mean is, as long as you need me, I will come immediately no matter where you are. Anything. Shen Junwu smiled playfully. You. Lin Yutong waved her hands angrily. This smile and this tone are definitely not literal. Lin Yutong was going crazy. Shen Junwu was still in the mood to tease, but she lost her patience and stamped her foot angrily. Just tell me, are you willing to help me? Help. However, your conditions are not enough. Quote. Shen Junwu chuckled. 10 ordinary spiritual beads of the 6th level, 1 Beast King Spirit bead of the 6th level, and a 7th level Beast King Spirit bead of the space system, plus the Sword of Evolution. Are you crazy? Lin Yutong was shocked. Based on the calculation, you need to charge 30 billion for each help. You might as well kill me. The person you want to save is worth more than 30 billion. Shen Junwu said with a smile. As long as you listen to me, I guarantee that you will get the medicine successfully. How about it? Little slippery man, you are so shady. Lin Yutong finally figured out that Shen Junwu was taking the opportunity to blackmail. White wolf with empty gloves. Sister, I don't want to hear what you say. Shen Junwu waved his hand. I am risking my life to play with you. Isn't my life more than 30 billion? Lin Yutong was stunned for a moment. Shen Junwu is a dual-type superpower and has extraordinary martial arts talents. Is he worth more than 30 billion? As long as Shen Junwu is willing, forces that can afford 30 billion will come to snatch him like crazy. Make a deal. Lin Yutong made the decision immediately. Readily. However, the spirit beads and weapons must be given to me first. Quote. Shen Junwu immediately stretched out his hand. In 1 month, when my cultivation level breaks through to the 6th level, we will set off. Besides, you can only go there alone. If there is one more person, or if any information is leaked, the transaction will be voided immediately. Quote. 100,000 mountains. There is no use having too many people. If there were more people useful, she wouldn't die. You boy, you are really capable. Even if you are the founder of a white wolf with empty gloves, you don't know how to do it. Lin Yutong thought for a moment and said, I can give you the spiritual beads and the divine sword right now. I'll give you the 7th level Beast King Spirit Pearl of the space system now, but you can't absorb it. How about I give it to you after you enter the 10 Great Mountains? Can. Shen Junwu agreed immediately. Now, he really can't absorb the 7th level Beast King Spirit Pearl, and even if he has the devouring power, he will explode and die. Get the spirit beads and weapons. Shen Junwu immediately returned to the hotel and retreated in the practice room to absorb. If you don't dare to absorb the 7th level Beast King Spirit Pearl, you can still do it at the 6th level. There are already 4 skills for devouring superpowers, and with the addition of abnormal physical fitness, it is not a big problem. After nightfall, 10 6th level ordinary spiritual beads were absorbed by Shen Junwu. However, Shen Junwu's spiritual power did not show any signs of being promoted to the 5th level. This is the change brought about by the spiritual skull. The intensity of Shen Junwu's mental abilities is dozens of times higher than that of the same level, and it also increases his promotion resources dozens of times. Fine, he bought a 6th level spiritual bead of the Beast King for nothing. The power of swallowing all things slowly draws in, and the spiritual power of the 6th level Beast King Spirit Pearl slowly overflows, becoming the source of promotion of spiritual abilities. It's bright. The mental strength keeps rising. Finally, after completely absorbing the spiritual energy of the 6th level Beast King Spirit Pearl, he finally broke through to the 5th level. The huge mental fluctuations made Shen Junwu feel confident. The next day, Shen Junwu went out to do tasks as usual. There was a lot of discussion on both sides of the street. There were also people who were pointing secretly and constantly mentioning the names of Qingtian Gang and Shen Ling. Shen family, hey, Lin Yutong sighed. As soon as he finished speaking, the road ahead was blocked by 30 core members of the Qingtian Gang, who were carrying knives. The one who came is not kind. These people are all graduates of Zanzan University. They are the core members carefully trained by Lu Qingtian. Each of them is the top level 4 peak, and they are only 1 step away from breaking through level 5. Visible. Lu Qingtian was very upset about Shen Junwu's killing of Shang Tianli. Don't get me wrong. A 5th level gold type superpower walked out carrying a large sword. We are just here to ask Mr. Shen to stay for a while. I, the deputy leader of the Qingtian Gang, Shen Ling, have a personal grudge to resolve with Mr. Shen. As for your killing of Shang Tianli, Gang leader Lu Qingtian will personally seek an explanation from Mr. Shen after his return, so don't worry. Quote. Shen Junwu ignored him. Didn't stop either. The core members of the Qingtian Gang did not stop him and made way for Shen Junwu to pass. Walk through the crowd. Shen Ling, the most talented disciple of the Shen family, possessing epic talent and a 5th level lightning power user, jumped over. There were 2 other people beside him. One is Zhang Zhang, a junior instructor at Zanzan University, a 6th level emperor level beast forming superpower. One is a middle-aged uncle of the Shen family, the 9th in the Shen family, Shen Tianju, a 6th level warrior and a 6th level water power user. At the same time, He is also the person in charge of the Shen family in War City. You three, come together. Shen Junwu absorbed the 6th level Beast King Spirit Bead, and his mental power was able to break through. His self-confidence was soaring that he did not take the three of them seriously at all. Shen Junwu, you should have made enough trouble. You have already repaid a you for hurting you, so you should be able to calm down. Shen Tianzhu's face darkened, and he said with all his restraint, don't forget, your surname is Shen, and you have the blood of my Shen family. Haha, you are wrong. I am a very small-minded person, and I will retaliate for my anger, so where can I go from here? Shen Junwu laughed and responded, as for my surname being Shen, it is to remind myself not to forget my mother's death and the insult I once suffered. That's enough, stop fooling around. I don't want to argue with you today, nor am I here to fight with you. I am here on the orders of the old man. Quote. Shen Tianzhu waved his hands angrily. The old man said that as long as you are willing to admit your mistakes and return to the Shen family, all your mistakes can be forgotten. As long as you are loyal to the Shen family. In a few years, when you graduate from college, the position of head of the Shen family will be yours. Don't do things that hurt your relatives and make your enemies happy, and make others laugh at you. Quote. Bah, Shen Junwu spat out a mouthful of old phlegm on the spot. This is a Pua trick used by the Shen family, and it is also what the Shen family considers to be the most advantageous condition. In previous lives, after Shen Junwu obtained the Shenwu spiritual bone, and rose up in the army, the Shen family also used this condition to lure him back to the Shen family. This excuse was also used to carry out Pua, so that Shen Junwu continued to give up his rights, resources, etc. in the military. Shen Tianzhu was surprised and angry at being rejected. Rein your horse. Shen Junwu's momentum was shaken, and the legendary, cloud-breaking sword, was instantly acquired, and his fighting spirit boiled. I once said that no matter when and where, as long as the Shen family dares to appear in front of me, they must leave a hand, and you are no exception. Say it. Shen Junwu suddenly stepped on the ground, and his figure immediately rose into the sky. Martial arts is infuriating. The spiritual power gathered in the blade at the same time, falling from the sky and slashing towards Shen Tianzhu. Children are so arrogant. Shen Tianzhu was furious. Never expected that Shen Junwu would dare to take action against him. A flick of the wrist. Hit with one palm. The 6th level Emperor's water power turned into a giant water ball and bombarded Shen Junwu. There was a loud sound. A horrifying scene appeared. Shen Tianzhu's huge water polo was split open by Shen Junwu with a single blow. After opening up, the energy of the sword remained unabated and its power continued, and the attack instantly appeared above Shen Tianzhu's head. Shen Tianzhu was shocked. Even though he didn't attack with all his strength, no level 4 or 5 person could break his water polo. In shock, he quickly used the skill, River Barrier. A Milky Way, like falling from the sky, stood in front of Shen Junwu in an instant, swallowing up all of Shen Junwu's sword energy. The next second, Shen Tianzhu pushed it casually, and the river barrier swept towards Shen Junwu. However, Shen Junwu's figure suddenly disappeared. Aling, be careful. Shen Junwu's character was so vicious, and the target who suddenly disappeared must be Shen Ling. Shen Tianzhu was so frightened that he quickly turned around and shouted a reminder. Out of the corner of his eye. As he expected, Shen Junwu appeared behind Shen Ling and slashed at Shen Ling. You little beast, how dare you! Zhang Zhang was furious and immediately took action to stop him. Shen Ling is a genius in her wife's lineage. Both Shen Fei and Shen Yu, who were the head of the Shen family, were deposed. He is most likely to be the next head of the Shen family. Must be kept. Spiritual realm. Shen Junwu was already prepared. The third skills, Spiritual Domain, was released immediately, suppressing Zhang Zhang and Shen Tianzhu. Ah, you little beast, you deserve to die. In the middle of the river, Shen Tianzhu was suppressed and restrained by the spiritual realm, his movement speed was greatly restricted, and he was extremely angry. Zhang Zhang didn't dare to hold back, and the Black Bear Soul in his body exploded, trying to break Shen Junwu's suppression in the spiritual realm. Shen Tianzhu didn't dare to hold back. The 6th level Martial Emperor's True Blood energy and 6th level water-based superpowers burst out at the same time. At this moment, both of them were really angry. It doesn't work without being angry. If Shen Junwu's spiritual realm cannot be broken in time, Shen Ling will die. To this, Shen Junwu didn't care. Although the spiritual realm is strong, it is still unable to suppress Zhang Zhang and Shen Tianju at the same time. Chuckled, Shen Junwu took a deep breath and immediately activated the martial arts entry, Spinosaurus Roar. Ho ho ho! A roaring dragon roar suddenly burst out from Shen Junwu's mouth. Spinosaurus roared. It is a martial arts sonic attack. Shen Junwu's martial arts has now broken through to the 5th level of the Martial King realm, and his internal energy has been transformed into true energy through the blood refining method, so it is most appropriate to use this move. The dragon's roar erupts, directly hitting the ears and brain nerves of others, which are the most vulnerable. Shen Ling was in the worst situation when he was in front of Shen Junwu. His ears instantly oozed blood, his brain nerves were instantly confused and he was in severe pain. In the middle of the river, Shen Tianju was not far away. He was also at the core of the dragon's roar attack. He also suffered severe pain in his ears due to the sonic attack of the Spinosaurus roar, and suffered severe mental injuries. The core members of the Qingtian gang covered their ears and screamed in pain. People on both sides of the road were not spared, but their location was not in the sonic attack area, so it was not a big problem. The entry shows its power. Long Yin hard control. In the middle of the river, Shen Tianju wanted to save but couldn't. He could only watch helplessly as Shen Junwu slashed Shen Ling's arm to the ground with a single blow, and the screams of mourning could not be heard. Shen Junwu was not satisfied with abolishing a junior. A horizontal slash with the sword. The saber energy came out vertically and horizontally, attacking Shen Tianju and 2 others in the river at the same time. The 2 of them suppressed their minds and resisted at the same time. Looking at Shen Ling, who fell to the ground sadly, both of them had murderous intent. Shen Junwu is too ruthless and too talented. With such hostility to the Shen family, it is impossible to reconcile the relationship. Keeping him here will surely lead to the destruction of the Shen family. It cannot be used by me. Then there is no choice but to die. The Shen family took over the anger of a half-disabled Yang Kongshuan. As for Zanzan University, Shen Junwu has already stated that it is a personal grudge, so why should he blame the Shen family? Make up your mind. The 2 fought back at the same time. Zhang Zong's palms turned into claws of a giant bear, attacking with repeated strokes. Shen Tianju was even more cruel. The long river lingers around him, as if he is holding a river and constantly attacking Shen Junwu. I have a murderous intention, very good. Shen Junwu smiled softly, and kept waving the cloud-breaking sword in his hand to resist. Take 1 to 2. Shen Junwu was not afraid at all, and even fought with them to a close match. The exciting battle was dizzying. Lin Yutong, who hurried over after hearing the noise, was dumbfounded. Is Shen Junwu, who has just broken through the 5th level, so terrifying? How can one person fight against 2 6th level powerhouses without losing? The expressions of the core members of the Qingtian gang were even more exciting. They never dreamed of this scene. They were all silent and kept retreating. I'm afraid that General Shen Jun's anger will be directed at them. The one who was even more shocked was Zhang Zhang and Shen Tianju. The more war there is, the more scheming one becomes. As the Vietnam War progressed, the murderous intent grew stronger. In a head-to-head battle, Shen Junwu is actually undefeated. Unless such a person dies, no one in the Shen family will be able to survive. Lin Yutong saw the murderous intention of Shen Tianju in Zhang Zhang and immediately said, Zhang Zhang, Shen Tianju, if you still don't stop, do you want to kill Shen Junwu? The 2 of them turned a deaf ear. Once the murderous intention has started, it cannot be stopped. Zhang Zhang, Shen Tianju, you are so presumptuous. Sure enough, he had murderous intentions, and Lin Yutong warned again. Shen Junwu is a disciple of Senior Yang and a student of Zanzan University. He is a peerless genius with dual powers and the future pillar of mankind. Do you want to die? Beautiful sister, what are you talking about to the beast? The Shen family is ruthless and unjust, and it is not strange to kill blood relatives at the request. Shen Yu wanted to kill me in the secret realm of the martial arts college entrance examination, and Shen Qian also wanted to kill me when she came to look for him. Quote. Shen Junwu laughed loudly and said, now the son-in-law of the Shen family, Zhang Zhang, and the 9th master of the Shen family, Shen Tianju, want to kill me. What's so surprising? I've long been used to it, so I can kill him if I want. In the middle of the river, Shen Tianju was furious. Shen Junwu deliberately publicized it, which put them in a bad situation and even damaged the Shen family's reputation. Don't be so angry. You want to kill me, and I want to kill you. Quote. Shen Junwu smiled secretly and whispered, "Stop now, I really have no excuse to kill you. You want to kill me, but I will kill you in return. That's only natural, right?" The two were shocked. Shen Junwu did so much, but he actually wanted to kill them. What a ruthless method. What a deep scheming. After forcing them to reveal their murderous intentions, Shen Junwu killed them both without any punishment. At this time, the two of them were riding a tiger with difficulty. To stop immediately would be to let Shen Junwu off the hook. Yesterday's Shen Jun was at the 4th level of martial arts. After one night, both martial arts and mental abilities reached the 5th level, and he had the ability to leapfrog challenges. After a while, they were afraid that they would not be able to catch Shen Junwu's moves, so would they dare to let Shen Junwu go? I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.